do a bit more filming. We're going to bring something a little bit different today, aren't we?
We certainly are.
Yeah, we've got some hot rod action.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty excited. So we're going for a cruise right now in the Skyline, headed up to we go PJR, meet them up there.
Yep, certainly are.
And then go do a bit of filming. So yeah, look, I hope you enjoy this week.
And if you like what you see, hit like, subscribe, jump on all the socials, do all those things. It helps us out.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go look at the car, huh?
Yeah,
what do you
let's
reckon?
do it.
Let's cruise.
Yep, let's go.
Justin, thanks for coming along today. The 34 Ford. Now, I've just gone for my first ever run in a hot rod, actually, to be honest. I've not been out in one, looked at many, but never been in one, and pretty impressed with how this thing drives. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty cruisy. It's a little different. I guess they're slightly commercial in their suspensions, but you certainly cop a fair decent number of looks in them and a total different feel. They're awesome.
We did do a detour through Bunnings there at one point. There was plenty of people looking in there, wasn't there?
Well, I knew there'd be an audience for us, so I figured we had a whole lineup of the Bunnings people, maybe 20, 30 waiting to get in, so we entertained them for a couple of seconds. So,
they enjoyed it. They did.
As did we.
Yeah,
as did we.
This is an exceptional looking car as well. Now, I've been under it, I've been in it, I've been looking all over it. It is faultless from what I see. I guess every owner has the little things that you might know of, but I certainly don't see of any. But tell us, where did it start? Where did this car start?
Well, basically I wanted a hot rod for a while. A guy called Peter Gratz has got a few of them. He was into muscle cars and door slammers in the early days when I got to know him. And I was admiring his hot rods. It wasn't just the fact of being a hot rod, it was the fact of all the different things you can do that you can't do on a normal street car or muscle car. Now, to drive around without a hood, to have a supercharger, it's just fantastic. So he helped me to look around trying to find something, and I noted a vehicle he had built that was lovely. It was exactly what I wanted. The manufacturer was only going to build 20, and they'd already sold 19, and they were keeping the last one. So with Pete's help, he convinced them to sell me the last one, but I was given one condition, and I wasn't allowed to make my car look like his.
Yeah.
Pete's really good. He's all about engine and function. I wanted to do something that basically suited all the things I wanted, but I wanted some muscle car features in it as well, not just hot rod. A guy, Craig from East Coast Race Cars, was awesome. He gave me a lot of guidance, and I said no to some things. He said no to some things, but this was the end result. I got what I wanted, and I wanted everything to be finished nicely. He did things like air cleaner that took him nearly a week to make, but I didn't want to pull up next to somebody else that had bought one from just down the road. So it was a labour of love, more so from Craig than me, but a lot of ideas came from my mind. It wasn't his style of car. He likes more the standard style of vehicle with a few options. As we were building it, he'd shake his head quite a few times. When he finished it, he gave me the biggest compliment by saying that he really liked the finished product. And he's an honest guy, and he really loved the finished product. So that's how it came about.
Well, if we start at the front, well, let's start with the engine at the front. Let's go straight to the engine, because there's a fair bit of engine there.
Yeah, it's 392
Yep.
Hemi with an 871 on it. That basically came from Peter Gratz again. I mentioned his name again. He had built this engine when the laws changed that you could go to a bigger engine. That was an opportunity for me to take it and put it into my car. It's probably a bit more horsepower than I would have gone for. It's probably a lot more engine than I might have gone for. But I am so pleased that I did. I'm pleased.
He had actually built this for himself, this engine originally?
That's correct, yeah. He had built it, and it was sitting in his 34 three-window.
Yep.
And only hours before, and I really mean that, hours before his start-up, he realised that the law had changed, and he just pulled it out and put it on the ground. And I said, because it's too little for him.
Yeah.
It's too small for him. He likes 1,000, 1,500 horsepower. This is probably 600.
Yep.
But in something that weighs a little bit more than a plastic bucket, it's more than adequate, as you felt.
Yes.
So I managed to have him part with that. He gave me a price for it and said that's about what it owed him. When we pulled out the invoices, we both fell over, and that price rapidly changed. But an extremely good price, but I wouldn't put anything else in there. It's perfect.
And it's been bulletproof?
Haven't changed spark plugs, haven't reset the carbs, haven't done a thing. Turn the key, fires up every time, like the whole car. I haven't had a single issue with the whole car.
So you think if you do it right that first time, it comes back to...
Look, I think if someone does it right, I think if I did it, it probably wouldn't have been done right the first time. I like to tinker.
Yep.
If something breaks, I know how to fix it. This guy, Craig, he really puts things together, pulls it apart, and every nut and bolt has to have either Loctite or some form of product on it. He knows what he's doing. I would watch him and think, I could have done that a bit quicker. It would have probably fallen off if I had.
Yeah.
So it's a real testament to someone who knows what he's doing.
Okay. Now, what about the suspension? Do you know much what you've ended up running here?
Well, suspension-wise, it's coilovers front and rear, so we can adjust it up and down. I chose to put a slightly heavier spring in the rear by another 100 pound, against the wishes of most, but that allows me to sit it a little bit lower without the guard scraping and tyres giving me issues. So that's made the ride slightly harsher. I can lift it an inch front and rear, and that'll change it totally.
Yep.
So as far as that goes, yeah, the front end is a front end that you just buy readily from South Australia. We had it all fitted, but then Craig found it. He wasn't happy with the way it was done. The rear is a full-link suspension, again, all done up by Craig. So if you plant the foot, it's less likely to spin the wheels. It's just going to hook up and go.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to get too sideways in this thing.
No, the steering's pretty heavy. I wanted to put power steering in it, and then my face went really red after I got slapped a few times and told I wasn't allowed to. So the steering is relatively heavy, but not impossible. So I mentioned to you in the car before, if I was to get under it and it got a bit crossed up, I probably don't have the agility and speed that I had when I was in my 20s or 30s. So it's really the nut behind the wheel that would be the thing that would cause the most amount of worry. So it'll get crossed up, it'll do the wrong thing, but I'm just not going to do that.
All right. And then we go back to the gearbox, Turbo 700.
Yeah, Turbo 7, I bought that from America. I was buying a lot of stuff out of the States at the time. And when we fitted it, it lasted really basically around the block. And then it wasn't working. So we gave it to Russell's Automatics down here on the Gold Coast. We pulled the box and they went through it, found a few issues, put it back in. Then I think it was the converter that might have played up, so it had to come out 2 more times, but now it doesn't miss a beat. They were awesome. They didn't charge. They just got stuck in. Pulling the box in and out of this without scratching anything underneath is a monumental task, which they haven't scratched. I've looked. They haven't scratched anything. So
and no, I just had a look under there as well. It's immaculate underneath this car as well.
Look, I never really wanted it to be show car material. It was always going to be a drive car. There's a lot of things that Craig had said, look, we can polish this and we can I said, no, look, let's just keep it drive car-ish. But the car demands to have certain things done to make it look right. Underneath in areas we've put aluminium strips to stop the stones from chipping and marking. There's a lot of finer details that Craig's done that I hadn't even thought of, and other people see my car and say, wow, that's nice, and they see a few things, and each time they see it, they see more. I'm still seeing more.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was a part of the build. I was there 4 or 5 times a week. I was a part of the build. I got it to an initial stage, I gave it to Craig, and had I continued doing it myself, you wouldn't even be interested in talking to me right now, because this engine, we spoke of the engine, it's been moved back, I think it's 7 or 8 inches.
Right.
Now that means that we've had to totally remake the firewall, but that takes 7 or 8 inches away from my foot area, which makes things a bit cramped. Luckily, I have short legs, long body, so that works fine for me. So yeah, there's a lot of things that Craig said, if you want this thing to look right, this is what we need to do. And I and ahed over a lot of things, and everything he said, I'm so glad I did.
No, that's good. And then the big difference there, when we're talking still on the back to the gearbox, there is the shifter.
Yeah. Well, the shifter was interesting because I wanted a paddle shifter for one of my other cars, and I was looking for that many years before I even bought this. And I got onto a manufacturer, and they came up with a price, so I sent my money to, I beg your pardon, I made the order, and some 2 years later I was still waiting, but I hadn't paid yet. And I had just started building the hot rod, and they got onto me and said, look, we've sent you the shifter. And I said, well, I haven't paid you. They said, look, after 2 years, we're not going to charge you. So they sent it out, and I told Craig, I want to put the pedal shifter in the hot rod. He said, we don't do that in hot rods. I said, good, then let's do it. So that was a lot of our conversations. And the paddle shift, it's great. I love it. It works to perfection. It has its own little box that sits in the glove box.
When it's shut, you don't even realise there's
No, it's almost an anti-theft device. Unless you open the glove box, it's going nowhere. It only operates, the paddle only operates the 4 forward gears, up and down. It doesn't put it into park or neutral like some other brands do, and I wasn't aware of that at the time, but it's caused me no grief at all. And the paddles actually use the power from the horn button to power it, and then I guess it's Wi-Fi, or not Bluetooth, I beg your pardon. Bluetooth's over to the little box. So if this were to play up, you've always got the box, which is hardwired into the unit. That unit has got that many wires coming out of it, because it's made to go into like late model Commodores and things like that as well, so you can just plug and play. But yeah, it's up and running, hasn't given me any grief. Only the fact that I've tried to change gears and figured it was broken, but I didn't have my foot on the brake. So it's really a case of foot on the brake before you move anywhere, which is like a late model car. So yeah,
You get used to it.
I like that. Yeah.
Now, also, you mentioned the foot room and stuff there. That you've done a bit with the steering column. It doesn't just go straight down through your pedals.
Yeah.
That's all like a chain drive.
Yeah, basically, because I've come back, I've given myself less foot room, and by the time we put the steering column down where it's supposed to go, I would have to take my shoes off and go barefoot using both feet to drive. Not the end of the world, but didn't want to do that. So then I looked into the chain drive. So instead of the steering column going down at an angle, it goes straight to the top of the firewall, through a chain drive and out the front. So we bought a unit from America, or I did. I sourced it and bought it. We brought it over, we pulled it apart, we gave it to the Hot Rod Association to test to destruction. They couldn't destroy it. It's really only a top and bottom gear from a small block Chev, the two bottom gears and a single chain. We fitted all up, and unfortunately it got knocked back on the second inspection because they wanted a double chain. Luckily enough, there was a fellow in Adelaide who used to make these but stopped doing it, and he had one left on his shelf which he wanted to keep to show people, and I said, why?
Yeah.
I said, sell it to me.
Yeah.
So he sold it to me. I've shown a lot of other people, and he's now gone back into production. So that now has the chain driving the steering now, so that I've got plenty of room for pedals.
Yep.
Then to the left of the pedals, I've got what looks like your high beam, low beam dipper switch with a little pad over it, but it's not. That's just a footrest for me.
Okay.
So I've got somewhere to relax, because my little short legs, I don't want to put them against the firewall because it's all made of aluminium. I don't want to mark it and scratch it.
Yep.
Done the same thing on the passenger side. I've given them a special area just to put their feet and the like. So
That's good. I did have my feet there. I hope that was a
yeah,
nice
no,
spot.
I wasn't angry. It was all right. it was your high heels I was worried about. So yeah, but no,
They weren't meant to see that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, shh, secrets.
exactly.
All right, and diff, is that a 9-inch in there?
Well, it is. Yeah, it's a 9-inch centre, but everything's aftermarket. Now, we bought a sheet metal. I can't remember now. Competition engineering sheet metal rear end. Put floaters into it. I think 35 spline. So look, we've done it all right. Again, not had an issue. Touch wood. Really pleased with the gearing that we chose. Being a turbo 700, it means we can cruise out in the highway sitting on about 2,000 revs, and the engine just loves it. Just purrs along like a kitten.
And this runs down the M1 at 110. Enjoys
Oh
it.
yeah. It's not an issue to drive. It's just me checking all the gauges. I'm a bit like a magpie moving my head around, watching everything all the time. The gauges were kind of cool because I just bought normal autometer, but I used to be in the industry, so I know products as they're coming out, and kind of a silly thing. I once took all my gauges and my dash to an electrician and said, "Can you wire this up for me?" And he had it for about a week, and then I went back and saw him. I said, "Have you done it?" He goes, "Oh, I'm not going to do it." I said, "Too hard?" He goes, "Embarrassingly too easy, mate. They all plug from one to the next." He said, "So you don't need me to do that." So yes, what they actually do is, if the car were to get hot, the gauge changes colour from, I've got white now, to red and starts to flash. If it continues getting hot, then they all start flashing red.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
it's pretty idiot-proof, which is what sometimes we need at my age. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. I can change the colours on the fly. I can change exactly where rev limiters come in on the fly on the front of the gauge. So I was pretty happy with that, with the odometer.
Yeah.
I contemplated all digital stuff and all different things, and actually got something better than what I wanted that still looks old school.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it's
when they're
fine. lit
up, I was looking at that
Yeah.
before. So
Yeah.
now, just the rubber on there as well. There's a little bit of it.
Yeah. It's 7.5 on the front and 15.5 on the rear. We went through a little bit of trouble getting it passed because there are rules and regulations, and that would look like it wasn't going to be correct. But I managed Bob Jane T-Mart at Mermaid Beach for, I think it's about 5-6 years, and I know that the manufacturer puts an advertised size on the tyre, but there is a true, when fitted to a designated rim, size of tyre.
Yes.
So I got onto the manufacturer before I bought them, and my rears are actually 14.8
Yep.
and the front is 7.5. I put this to the Hot Rod Association. I had to give them all the paperwork to back it up, and it got passed. Now, there were some questions towards the end, but it's all been approved to the degree that they even have engraved it on my blue plate. So there's no questions whatsoever. So that pleased me.
So there's no issues going forward.
No, and look, I would have had to have changed the guards and the tyres, and that doesn't sound like a big job, but they're all handmade. The guards are handmade, hand-rolled, and all the bracketry, and I'm so glad that they realised that I did my homework first. So, so the tyres are fine.
Oh, perfect. Well, there's a fair bit about this car already, and we could just keep going. I really could, and I've been chatting all morning, so, but we may be losing some people. They might be getting sick of us by now.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
You've got another car that we're going to have a chat about as well.
Yeah.
And I always like to know a little bit about yourself and what your background in cars is and where it came from. And I think we'll ask that in the next one.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to make mention, only one last thing, that colour was my biggest
we didn't
problem.
talk about the paint.
I
Yes.
had two issues, colour of the paint, colour of the interior. The colour of the paint ended up just, it's galaxy grey, nothing special about it, but the size of chip that I
It's
chose...
metallic in it, right?
Yes, it's a large metallic. It's almost like a boat. I was worried at first. My nephew painted that. He's from Ipswich Paint and Panel.
I was going to say, he must do it for trade because that's an exceptional
Look, he
job.
does it for a trade, but he's never done a hot rod. He's never done a show car. And he really went the extra mile with this. And what he's done with the chassis is fantastic. And the paint, we took it to a show down in Yamba. It got top 10 and top paint. So he deserves recognition for that.
Definitely.
And the interior was originally orange. We then realised we didn't like the orange. It marked too easily. So we removed it. We were replacing it with the red. And where we had it, a local guy, very, very good, his whole business burnt down. We lost a lot and we had to scramble to get another upholsterer to do this, which I'm still happy with the job. I'm just sad to have lost the other interior and all the other bits and pieces that were going into it. But
yeah, that's an unusual situation.
Yeah.
Something like that to happen, isn't it?
sad but true. But you know what? The end result has ended up perfect. And I've said beforehand, I often sit down and think, what can I do to it now? And there's nothing really I want to do. I can't really think of anything I want to do to it. I'm happy with the finished product.
Definitely quite surprised at how it does change colour because we were not long ago outside in the sun and we were talking about it out there and it's sort of maybe a touch of a bronzy shade to it. And you were talking about how it even looks gold in certain lights, and now under this light it is very silver again, so like it does completely change.
Yeah, I never wanted something that was going to flip. I was really adamant about that. But it doesn't actually flip, it just changes colours in certain lights and the whole car's that colour.
Yeah.
So at least you're not walking from one direction to the other and you're getting the flip. I didn't really want that.
Yes.
Not in this car anyway. So I'm very pleased with it. The initial hit when we saw the gold in pictures, I was almost in tears thinking this is not right. Walk outside and hang on, now it's a bright silver. It's like, so yeah, it was a shock to the system, but a pleasant one. So yeah,
it is very good.
Yeah,
All
thank
right. Well, this is exceptional, and it's hard to beat this. And I don't think we will beat this. I think we've started with the best.
Oh, thank you.
But you know, just out of your own cars, we've got to come back next week and have a chat about the SS and see what's going on there. So
Perfect.
We'll come back and it might be next week for these guys, but it probably might be.
I realise that. It makes sense.
Maybe 5 minutes for us.
Exactly.
TV magic, hey?
Yeah, one can of Coke and we'll be back into it.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
G'day Overtakers, how we going?
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Not again.
Sorry, Dollar Exotic. How are we all? I hope you're doing
I
well.
can say the line, but I don't want to get demonetized, so
Yeah.
I won't.
I hope you're all doing well. We're here for another week of mad car news, drinks, and banter. That's pretty much what I typed into Facebook, but the post wouldn't work tonight for me. I tried to share it on the page, didn't happen. But there's a few people here anyway, so good to see you. I don't know how many people are here, maybe a dozen. I don't know. What do you got?
0.
No one? Oh,
Yeah.
Damn it, it's just us hanging out. But
I think Streamlabs is broken. Hopefully the internet doesn't break this weekend.
oh, it's been a bit frustrating, hasn't it? So we better say some hellos, hey? Who's in chat? Let's have a look. Let's
Right,
find out who is
let's
here.
go from the bottom up. James Bayless, Marv, Jason Bales, Mad Kiwi, Beck, Scott Sherrington, Trevor Smith, Paulie, Matt Crick, Sally, Dave, Gleno, Paige, Lynn, Brad, Gary Sparkplug, Rat Fink was here. He'll be back in 45 minutes, going to the warehouse to pick up some golf buggy parts. He's got to ship them off.
Fair enough.
Shipping them to Australia.
Oh.
He sells a lot of parts to Australia, apparently. He said.
Okay. There you go.
And no more racing. Mad Kiwis dropped us $20. Happy anniversary, almost.
It's nearly there. It is nearly there. It's nearly that time. It's a live show anyway. Got everyone?
Yeah, I think so.
Got all Mad Dad.
Back to the bottom. Mad Dad, Chris Young, Dan Jazz, g'day.
All right, well, I hope you are enjoying another.
And the Hoff. Marv, did you send me some random K&N filter?
Because you needed one, obviously. Mark has a few. He'll let you know. Hit him up if you're chasing one. I guess we'll wait and see what he says. But we got a bit into car news, the usual. Bit of crap we found to talk about on the internet, on the interwebs, and we'll do the usual process, and I hope you enjoy it. So, what else has happened for your week? What do you got? Anything interesting?
Not really.
Not
much has happened.
We went and checked out. It's been a while since we talked about what we did on the weekend. Because we used to do that when we were doing all the car shows, remember?
Yeah, we did.
And now we haven't done that for ages. But we
went to PJR.
Hung out up there with Justin and
Rodney.
And Rodney Anderson Photography. So you would have seen the video, hopefully, if not, check it out later, of the hot rod.
Yeah.
That thing was very, very, very cool. So I really enjoyed it. So.
Yeah. And then we've got another one of Justin's cars. We've got part 2.
Yeah, there'll be a part 2 coming. So look for that one on Tuesday when we drop that one. But yeah, that hot rod. Look, when I left there, I really was thinking about, how people get right into art, right? Some people get right into art and they can sit there and look at a painting or an art sculpture and appreciate that for ages. It's not really my thing. I like pictures and stuff like that, but, I'm not one to sit in an art gallery and check it out. But
aren't you?
Nah. But I sat there looking at that car. I did.
Take those tickets back then.
Yeah, take them back, man. I don't want them. I sat there looking at that car, and you're just looking at every little bit. Read it up on the hoist.
Gary Sparkplug has donated $20.
Oh, true.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Brad. You're a legend. And Beck.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just sat there looking
Phillips
at that thing.
And Zig. G'day.
Hey, Philly's here. Where were you last week, mate?
And Roy.
Come on. And Roy. Yeah, good to see you guys. I really enjoyed just sitting there looking at it. And when we had up in the hoist, right, like getting in there underneath and just looking over it, like, you had to sort of get me to do some filming and some interviewing because I'd get carried away.
Yeah.
And I just realised that, how someone could appreciate just sitting there looking at something like that. I could sit there and look at it for hours. It really was. It was a work of art. So I was quite impressed by it. And even his other car, and just any car, I do like, just sitting, checking out cars. It makes me, just relax and feel de-stressed. And I can't wait till the car show start again.
Chris Young says, Oz pretty much open now after the virus. No, all the borders to the States are still pretty tight. I think if you're from New South Wales, you can travel across the borders soon, but if you travel into our state, into Queensland, it's actually quite hard to go back, I believe.
I don't think you can get into Queensland.
I think you can.
Not unless you've got a work permit.
Oh, there you go.
So you can't get in.
I'm just thinking from what I heard on the news the other day.
Yeah.
And 10 people are allowed in bars and stuff, that sort of stuff. So it's not really worth it.
You're only
A lot of
allowed,
them are
10
staying
people in a
closed.
cafe, or 10 people in a restaurant, or 10 people in a bar.
So a lot of them are staying closed.
Yeah. So.
And Pistol 85, g'day Pete. How we going?
So yeah, what did you think? That was my thoughts.
Mhm.
You were more new school cars and all the rest of it, but
Yeah, it was cool. I've got a newfound appreciation for hot rods and stuff after watching Car Masters on Netflix.
yeah, it was a little while ago. You go, I really wouldn't mind a hot rod, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
But now I actually really want like a truck like the one that's in PJR. The
like a
V8 in
big,
it.
not the big Silverado,
Not a Silverado, like the
just a Chev truck.
yeah.
Okay, I think that thing's going to be for sale.
Probably a bit too much for me.
Probably too much for all of us, yes, but we'll keep an eye out.
I might need to buy one that's rusted and needs a bit of work. So.
Yeah, I saw it. Nice one, there. I'll send that to you later. Anyway, we're getting carried away. We should get
One
back
with
to
a
the
bit
show.
of patina.
Yes. I think I know something in mind, but still probably well without your price range. Actually, anything over, well, $80 amounts out of your price range at the moment, isn't
If it's about $3, I can do
it? So, yeah, you've already got your car for
Has
the year.
anyone got a 1-to-1 scale Chev truck that they can sell for $20?
It's not going to happen for you, is it? So, anyway.
You never know. Send me a message if you do.
Anyway, there's a couple
We
of
should
questions. There's a question there for Sally. And, 10 people in a pub doesn't lead to a pub fight, says Zig. I'd love to share with you. It was a good one I saw the other day, a skit, where the guys were social distancing pub fighting.
yeah.
Did I send that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're like, "Oi, you looking at me?" From across the room, and then don't actually go anywhere near each other, but have a pub fight. So yeah, quite funny. James Baylor says, "Can we go to a pub? What's that?" Yeah, we can, as long as there's only 10 people in there at a time. Many of them aren't opening. There's, some pubs were saying, "Oh, it costs us, $12,000 a month in power bill. Why would I open for 10 people at a time? It's cheaper for me to stay closed." But smaller places, yes, will. Anyway,
We've got to do a shout out to our supporters, Superformance.
good call. Good call. Let me bring up the slide.
Mhm.
Is that up? Yep. There you go. Superformance. Go check those guys out.
You reckon I could pick that one up off Grant for $20?
That one's already done and gone and to the customer, that one. But he's going
What about the other one, silver one? You reckon?
He's going to want a lot.
If only.
Yeah. So, but
Well out of my price range.
hopefully we might get to go and catch up with the boys at Superformance this weekend.
Gleno says to buy a raffle ticket and win one.
Well, yeah, he knows how it's done. Get him to buy one for you. Might be the way to go. Some of that luck rub off. Superformance, check those guys out. We're going to be up there checking them out on the weekend. Probably pop in there and have a look and see if we can find something to film. I reckon we'll find something. So wait and see what we bring out of there. But in the meantime, check the guys out. There's, I think, some repeats of rides down under showing on the telly and stuff at the moment. So you can find a bit about them. What else have we got? We got those guys at Overtaking Lane and Binder. They're pretty awesome. They're not bad guys. I think they're all right.
There we go, Johnny. James Baylor says, "I'll raise you $50, Tyler."
That's out of your price range now. Binder, get on it, check it out, please support the show and get some product. It's the best way. So that way you get something in return, and it helps us out as well, and we get a cut out of that. So check it out, suss it out. We've got some. We've got some new stuff coming too.
Rob's Custom Dream Industries, g'day, says it's rude to wear a hat inside.
It is, isn't it? But I've got COVID hair going on again, so.
Slide is wrong again. It's episode 48.
Oh, yeah, I didn't change that bit. Yeah, whoops. I got carried away working and worked a bit late today. There you go, fixed. Whew. But what was I saying? Find it, get on that. Yeah. Oh, do we talk about a new product? No, we'll wait till we're ready to launch it.
We'll wait.
Yeah?
Wait till it's there.
Right, I better sort that out and get that going. Right. There's
I'm
something
talking
exciting.
about pub fights, and Chris Young says, I'm from the UK, we have pub fights with one person.
Good stuff. Beat yourself up. Not in that way. Anyway, we're going to talk some news stories.
Now, I have one question for you. Your first news story.
What did I do?
You can't read half of it.
Oh, I could. It worked well. I read it the first time. Maybe we've used
I'm
up
not
our
a
news
subscriber
credits.
to the Financial Review.
Oh, well. I lost it too now. Yeah, I haven't lost the rest of the story. But we're obviously only allowed to read it once, which I've done. So,
All right. Well, you can talk about this one then, and I can read the first 2 paragraphs.
Look, it was just another story because there's an ongoing saga. For those that don't know, there's an ongoing saga with Holden and GM. So the Holden dealers at the moment are battling GM for compensation, and there's been a lot of back and forwards in that. So at the moment, the ACCC is now involved, and they reckon there's like daily meetings and phone calls with the ACCC and Holden, and that GM have looked to have, nothing's proven, but they look to have breached certain franchise rules and things like that in Australia. And although they've offered and said, here's your compensation, Holden, we're shutting down, that's the end of it, here's your compensation. I believe they actually are meant to have a meeting and hash that out, right? Like that's under the rules in Australia. It says that you've got to meet with the franchisees, they've got to go back and forth until you come to an arrangement on what that compensation should be, where they haven't done that. So there is, it's looking like Holden has a case to take GM to court.
Okay.
I think that's
There you go.
where I'm going with all of that. So what do you know about the story? You got anything else? Did I sum it all up out of what you've got in your first 2 paragraphs?
It says, Holden, GM. Compensation. 185 dealers across the country. Did you know that?
Yes.
Did you mention that?
No, I didn't.
There you go. 185 dealers. That's about all I can say.
And they're chasing compensation.
G'day, yeah, no, yeah. Hello.
There you go. Roy knows what's
Mad
going
Kiwi sent me a link, and he sent me a Chev truck, and it's $31,000 already, and I don't have to buy one in pieces.
Build it
All
over
rusted
time.
pieces.
Guy's got one he was selling.
I don't think he'll sell it.
No, he has one. He was selling, I don't know, might be the second one he's got or something. He was selling one a little while ago.
There you go.
It's pieces. You're going to have to build it. But Roy knows what's going on anyway. So he's saying GM, trying to screw the dealers, have been loyal since 1950. It's spot on. So there's a lot of back and forth. So we'll see where it goes, what happens. Yep. Watch this space and see what ends up. Zig says, may as well sue the Yanks. They have dogs suing their owners for abuse. Yeah, there's always something going on in the courts. So why not head that direction ourselves, right? So let's see if they do have a win. But under the guidelines in Australia, if that's the laws and they haven't been followed, then they've got a case. So we'll see what it is. I'll move on to the next story, so you can partake in this storytelling of news that we do on a weekly.
Well, track days are back on, but there is a catch.
Track days. There you go. Track day slot.
They're back on, but there's a catch.
You can tell us that catch, or you
I'm reading still.
Catch? Oh, okay. The catch is that you've got to do it in limited numbers. You spoke about this before.
Oh, well, I was just saying because they said New South Wales. I don't know what it is in New South Wales.
Yeah, well, track days are open in many places.
In Queensland, it's a maximum of 10 people. You get to book a 2-hour. This is for QR specifically. You get to book a 2-hour slot. It costs an amount of money for your 10 people. And you cannot have passengers. You must all have the COVID Safe app downloaded on your mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
And you get your 2-hour session.
There's a little bit of banter.
And it's also only one type of motorsport per session as well. So they have specific sessions for drifting and ones for roll racing and
that's normal anyway.
And sprints and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty normal
anyway.
No, so I don't know.
No, and I mean more like you couldn't have your 1-hour session of doing roll racing and then all of a sudden you want to drift your car as well. It has to be all roll racing.
Oh yeah, in that 2-hour time frame.
But
in the next 2 hours, if you pay for
the second one, you could probably do drifting or whatever you wanted to do.
Well, that's exactly right, and the cost is up there to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the story specifically is that, as you said, New South Wales and stuff, it's opened up in that as well.
Mm-hmm. South Australia opened from May 11.
Yep.
WA kicked off from May 18. Victoria on May 13. New South Wales and the Northern Territory are May 15.
So that means all the tracks are open for some sort of limited use, but all the tracks are open. So track days are back on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the news. That's if you're looking for something with a little bit less restrictions, I guess, than what you were talking about, because some people love their roll racing and all that, those bits and pieces, but. There's a message from TNT as well. I completely missed that. See everyone saying g'day. TNT, thank you. Loves the channel. Can't wait to get back out for a cruise. Thanks, mate. Appreciate the comments. And good everyone saying hello. So you got your roll racing, all the rest of it, but some people just love their brekkie laps, right? And they might want to fork out, I don't know, $1,300 or whatever it is for brekkie laps. So for a 2-hour session, but you can just hold on a little bit longer, then there will be something else available. And I think one of the first events for QR will be the guys at High Octane Motorsport and Photography. Octane, I've got the shirt on tonight. So
it's if the next wave opens up, right? When you can have 150 people, isn't it?
Yeah, now, if you jump on their website, you can get the info. Now, you can get the info. You can't buy your tickets at this point.
Yeah, they're only going to release the tickets when the information is released that you can.
At this stage, they can, but they don't want to sell you your ticket and find out that something's changed and now they can't do it, and they
only want to do it
all the money
when it's guaranteed. And it's written.
At this point, it is.
Well,
going to happen.
It's when it's written on paper is what I'm saying. When it's guaranteed, when they're not going to change it.
Stage 2 is written on paper.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like when they're not going to change. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not going to change anything.
Yeah.
When it's guaranteed, it's going to go ahead the way that it's written down.
Yes. Yeah.
No, they sign it and say stage 2 is done.
Well,
it's implemented.
Yeah. I guess when they get closer and they know that nothing's going to change and nothing changes between stage 1 and stage 2. But based on stage 2, it's going to be open on July the 12th. Sunday, July the 12th. It'll be one of the first events at QR, Morning Mayhem. You can get on High Octane's website, which is highoctane.com.au, and you can have a look at some information on there about what's going on. And I think it'll tell you in there when the tickets are available.
Yeah.
So drivers, $70, but there's no passengers.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have 140 people or something.
95 drivers.
95. There you go.
95 drivers. There's no spectators. There's no passengers. There's there's no media. We won't be there unless we're out there driving. Unless we buy a ticket to drive.
And I cannot.
You have a roll cage. That is correct. So you cannot. It is brekkie laps, but tickets are going to be released in a few days prior to the event. So really just watch their Facebook page and their website if you want to jump on that. If you do it on the day, it'll be $90, and that's if there's any left.
Yeah.
But $70.
They expect it to sell out pretty quickly.
Yeah, if you get a group purchase, they'll also do some discounting generally. So, which means you need to be buying more than 5. So
Yeah.
you ring up, say I've got 10, 15,
Mm-hmm.
20 people. Yeah, you can get a discount. So and it's early morning, brekkie laps. You get a feed, all the rest of it at the end. So, but no passengers. I guess if you really want to take someone, you can take a driver. I don't know if you can have them in the car with you. But 2 drivers can go out.
Yeah.
You can take someone along with you. You just both got to have a driver's ticket. Because only allowed that many amount of people on the track, and that's what they put a limit.
Mm-hmm.
So wait and see. But check out their website. Check out their Facebook page.
Mitchell R's here. G'day.
G'day, mate.
The Marv says should be a national holiday for Sheds kids the day before the restrictions are lifted. The Hoff says maybe we just all hit the highway again. It's been years for me.
Only a few of those going. Not that we can confirm or deny or have any knowledge of anything that might go untoward. We are a law-abiding channel, but we've heard some things that stuff goes on.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something in the background somewhere. But I'll tell you what, from what I hear, things are pretty quick on the street these days.
Mm.
Like all sub 9 seconds.
There you
Mm-hmm. So
Keeping the car at home then.
keeping mine at home because I don't have a sub 9 second car. So that's why I'm not out there with them. But hey, off. Get Bamboo out. They could definitely give them a run, give them a shake up. But I don't think you've got much of a fuel tank there, so the highway. I might have to do some modifications. But yeah, that's what I hear. There is quite a very fast street scene, behind the scenes street scene. I guess you would say that across Queensland, and they have different spots that they go from Edamoga Pub to Ipswich, and quick.
And you've given them up.
Well, I don't say where.
You
Yeah, they're
said-
on Wilson Street at 95 and Saturday at 9. Haven't given them up.
You just said
They're in Queensland.
Yeah. You're giving them up.
That's a fucking big area.
You're giving them up now.
Well, they're done
They're going to
for.
be searching.
They're done for.
They'll be searching. You're going to have that, those 2 pull air choppers. You're going to comb the whole of Queensland.
They do anyway. So yeah, anyway. Unfortunately, we won't bring you any footage of that.
Paulie says 9s are so yesterday, Dave. It's all about the 8s now.
Well, another 9 second on the street, still pretty damn quick, I say.
And Johnny says that's silly not being able to go around the track because you have a roll cage. I thought having a cage would be safer.
There's different. It's because there's no helmet.
Yeah, for brekkie laps, there's no helmet, and that's the reason they don't allow you on the track.
Yeah, so if you're there for different events where there's helmets and safety gear, then you can have a roll cage in your car.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe there may have been accidents previously from no helmets and roll cages where people hit their heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's a safety item, but it's a no helmet thing, and that's QR's rule. I think that's the rule on most tracks.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You gotta go with what their rules are, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway, that was that story. You got any comments?
TNT says everyone has to have a 9-second street car.
Well, they do, and I wish I did. Maybe one's about 12 or 13.
And Andrew Phillips says, Paulie, is that 8 seconds in a race car or 8 seconds in a daily driver? And Paulie says 8 seconds in a daily.
In a daily. Yeah, it's
Johnny says, what about a half cage? Half cages are also not allowed, which is what mine is. So no cage at all on the brekkie laps.
You can do roll racing.
Yeah, roll racing you can because you've got a helmet on. So.
I'm sure it's going to come around pretty quickly after that date as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that High Octane is one of the first events.
Yeah.
Because of them being on a Sunday, and I think that restriction changes somewhere on the Friday or Saturday. Yeah. I believe so.
And says roll cages hurt. I know.
There you go. Has an experience. All right. next one. You want me to go to another story? I think we got
Quick news.
we got a whole segment.
G'day, Rob Hill. How you going?
G'day, mate.
We've got a sticker for you. You won a sticker a few weeks back.
He's still sitting here. He said he'd catch up with us, but we've got no shows to go to. Maybe he should send us that address so I can send it across to you. Quick news. Where's the theme music? That sounded like the Muppet Show.
That's Super Mario, I think.
Oh,
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. It's just popped into my head. That said it spoke to me. G'day, Shane. Shane Fitzgerald. How you going?
we need to create some segment theme music or something. A little like video cut to for quick news and things like viewers' rights.
Andrew says, Dave, your beard looks extra soft tonight.
It probably is. A bit shorter these days, but did chop it. I chopped it for all the job interviews I was going to, and I know people. I shared where I'm at personally, and that before on the live show. I've got a job, so I have a new role on the 1st.
Yeah.
So there you go. No Centrelink here.
Scott says, I beat 9-second streetcars in my 13-second Gemini back in the 90s.
Oh, there you go. Wasn't that a wheel-standing Gemini as well? I've seen pictures of that Gemini.
That's Scott Sherrington.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Scott Hoff. I'm thinking, is that 13-second? That's some pretty mean photos of the Hoff's Gemini.
Pistol 85 says, hard to keep up with with the weekend pharmacist cars these days.
Yeah.
Dan Jazz says, I think my Brumby might do a flat 14. Used to be okay in the 90s. God, I'm old. Zig says, I'm quite happy with a 19-second Pulsar as a daily.
Yeah. A lot cheaper to run. Well, you have a 19-second Mirage, and you know it's a 19-second Mirage because you had it down the corner for your daily, isn't it? 19.3 second Mirage.
I'd probably get it quicker if I was a bit better.
You had a ball though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Quick news. All right.
More comments, sorry.
The introduction to quick news has been pretty slow, but...
Is it?
Right.
It's been 19 seconds. Mad Kiwi says, how's the Mirage Tower? It's good. It got push started this morning.
Been driving the Skyline too much.
Yeah.
Daily hasn't been going.
Matt Crick says, Dave, did you get a new car yet?
No. No, I have not. So I am waiting to... Well, I have a company car, at least for a while.
Mallory says, congratulations on your new job, Dave. Scott says, that's awesome. TNT says, where is the best place to buy your car products, please?
On our website, the binder, yeah.
Throw a link in the chat for the binder.
I can do free delivery on the Gold Coast. I don't know where you're located, but if it's Gold Coast, free delivery.
Pick up.
So if it's a Gold Coast, put pick up and just type a message in or send us a message on Facebook and I'll drop it off.
Or if you want to pay the delivery costs, you can.
Yeah, pay the delivery fee, or you can pick it up from Sally's Cafe, ground floor 64. We could probably drop it down to Michael as well at Bungalow Espresso at Runaway Bay. We can go to Surfers to Sally or PJR. Maybe pop in PJR and see us in there. I'll pop into PJR and meet you there. So plenty of options, but anywhere else in Australia is all postage as well, so we can ship anywhere. Just hit it up.
Andrew Phillips says, not sure what the Celica will run, but should take out any stray Integras.
Well, it's going to take out our stock Integra at the moment because we have done nothing.
It's got an electric turbocharger on it, which is just a speaker.
It does have an electric turbo. It is a completely stock bones Integra, and unless we start doing something to it...
It's got an exhaust and some bashed up wheels and a shifter.
If we don't
an
know...
aftermarket shift knob.
I haven't driven it yet.
It's got an aftermarket shift knob. It skids second gear.
Shift knob, did you say?
Shift knob.
Shift knob. Oh.
It skids second gear.
Yeah, you've taken it for a drive.
Yeah.
So, at the moment it's stock, and if we don't pull our finger out, we'll be racing a stock Integra. So, that will probably get beaten, but we'll be there. Anyway, quick news. We're going to do quick news. We ready to be quick?
TNT's on the Gold Coast. Awesome.
Perfect, mate. I can hook you up, free delivery, or pick up. So,
And Scott Sherrington last message said everyone made claims back then, but few lived up to them. The Gemmy was an awesome sleeper before sleepers were cool.
I know Sally would love us to get a Gemini as a little project car. Been pushing me for one of those for a while. Anyway, quick news. Here we are. Quick news. We're going to do it now. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
We're good? You sure?
One last comment. Alf says, keen to see Dave spin spanners on the Honda.
Yeah, I just need someone to tell me what the hell I'm doing.
He's just going to film.
I'm great for servicing and
he's just going to film. He just said he's just going to film and let me do all the work. Just
oh no, I'm keen to get in there. I just haven't done much for a while.
I'm just
Anyway,
talking trash amongst the team.
True. News. Quick news. There you go. BMWs.
Right, it's done. That's it. Quick news.
BMWs. That's a quick story. Paulie Walker.
Paulie Walker? You mean Paul Walker?
Well, Paul Walker. Well, I just think of Paulie. BMWs. Paulie Walker now.
It's Paul.
Oh, different one. Paul Walker. His BMW E30 M3 is up for sale. Lots of his cars have been up for sale over previous months, but now that thing is up for sale. 91 M3 2.3 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, 21,000 kilometres on the clock.
Asking
in Texas.
Asking for a starting price of $149,980 US.
Yeah, that's
translates to $232,077 Australian.
$232,000 for that.
And sadly for us Aussies, the car won't ship to Australia.
So, but you can buy it for $232,000 and
that's just the starting price.
Send it to Ratfinks or someone's place over in the
drive
States to hold it for you.
Over there.
Next story, the Jimny. So, quick story about the Suzuki Jimny. As we all know, the Suzuki Jimny is a very, very sought after car. Surprisingly, but in the last, for a while now, it's been very sought after, and there's been a waiting list to get these things in Australia. But they now have gone one step further, and someone else has done something a little bit extra to the Jimny. Have they not?
It's gone amphibious,
and it looks something like that. It is slightly longer. I think it's about a foot longer now, but it is now an amphibious vehicle, and they've been driving it across the English Channel, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's done a few trips across the English Channel, and it's like a kit you can get for who's doing it? It's Dutton Surf. Dutton Surf are doing it. Amphibious car, UK kit car maker, Dutton, and it doubles as a boat. And apparently, I hear in the UK that basically anyone of any age can drive a boat.
There you go.
So you don't need any license to drive it in the water.
Fair enough.
And you could be 12-year-old and drive that in the water. You just can't drive it out because then they need a license.
Yeah.
Once they hit the land. Anyway, fast news. Next one.
Stability control, is that right?
Yes.
It's hard to work it out because you post in that story with 5 stories and then you jump to the last one.
Yes.
All right, spaghetti.
You're right there. Muddle up. Stability. Stability is the word you're looking for. The stability control.
Celebrating its birthday.
Correct. 25 years this month, I believe. Is that right? 25 years? Yes, in Australia. It does turn 25 this month. It is technology. It's claimed to have saved over 15,000 lives in Europe alone, and now having its 25th birthday this month.
There you go.
So, pioneered by Bosch and Daimler, electronic stability control was first introduced in large-scale production car in '95 in the C140 series Mercedes-Benz S-Class Coupe. I think it was the V12 version. Yep.
S600.
Yep. So a lot of stuff starts in Mercedes. A lot of safety features start in Mercedes. They're always pioneers of it, and it's usually in that S-Class series cars. So there you go. Fast news. That's it.
News. G'day Zane, Yahtzee. How you going? Marv says spaghettability.
Spaghettability? That was something that sounded like what he said. Okay. You might be able to say it now, but slow down. No more fast news. Those 3 quick stories that took a while for us to get through. We've come to the conclusion. We haven't worked out how many news stories we need each week, right? Because we've had news weeks where we've had not very many news stories. And then we've had other weeks where we've actually had like 3 times what we would normally have in news stories. But the show seems to go for the same length of time every time. Roundabout.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Paulie says S-Class always has the next big tech advances.
Correct. Yep. So it certainly does. And
Shane says, what you drinking tonight, Dave?
on the captains. Good old captains. Have a captains with Dave. Need like a sponsorship.
Your name's already on the ads.
Yeah. Captain. Dave. That one? That ad? I love that ad. I love that ad.
Is it just because your name's in it?
No, I think it's funny. Makes me laugh still, even though I've seen it a million times. All right. I feel like I need the pace.
Yahtzee says, have they brought in the subs car of the week? Who was/is it? We haven't brought him in yet. It's Paulie.
No, I didn't do the thing up. Did you speak to him about it?
Yeah, he's in the chat waiting for us for whenever we're ready.
Oh, I didn't put photos of the car.
I told you we were going.
No, we didn't confirm.
I did confirm.
Well, you better tell the next news story while I do that.
All right. Well, stand by for bigger engines. New EU7 emissions standards to end downsized turbo engine trend. Sorry, can't read or speak. And sound death knell for natural aspiration.
No, you might have to put the car up. Sorry, I can't access Discord on this
I may have accidentally not cooked off all the booze in the risotto tonight.
I'll go back to the story you organised the car. Sorry, we're always perfectly organised. No? You love live TV. Anyway, what were we talking about? Stability control. No, we weren't.
Spaghetti control.
We're talking about bigger engines. That's what this story is about. Bigger engines. And the fact is that the emission standards, EU7 emission standards that they're looking to bring in overseas will mean a limited amount of power per litre. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Am I making sense?
I think so.
So they will limit the power per litre. So it means bigger engines, right? And they're saying that it's going to be the end of NA engine cars, and that we're going to see big engine turbo vehicles coming. And Porsche are likely to lead the way. So, and that starts a little while off, around 2026. But it'll be worldwide, it'll be the toughest regulations considering emissions, especially in the spread between real driving emissions and what we see on test benches. They think it'll be definitely one of the toughest, and it is trying to bring what we see in the lab closer to what we see in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess what we're going to see is possibly a lot more big 6-litre engines. Unfortunately, Australia doesn't have the cars to put them in anymore. That's probably the biggest issue. So we'll see a lot of bigger engines, but they may be somewhat detuned as well.
Yeah.
So
Mad Kiwi says 30-litre V12 in a Mini.
That's something that we're going to see. But that's what they're going to need to do to bring in the power. So I think it's interesting to see where it ends up, right? But you're going to have bigger catalytic converters, which could be an issue. I saw on, what was I watching last night? What did it come on? Unicorn Circuit. And they were talking about the catalytic converters getting stolen in the States. A lot of people stealing catalytic converters. For
Yeah, because they melt it down for the rare metals and stuff.
Yeah.
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 Have you seen the car throttle video?
I hope they don't steal my catalytic converters out of the ute.
Have you seen
There's not much rare metal inside those.
You seen the car throttle video where it's talking about when your mate who's not a car guy hears you talking about your car? And he walks around the corner with a baseball bat and he goes, "I'm just going to bash the neighbour's cat in."
Bashed a few cats out. They say that the bigger catalytic converters could be 3 or 4 times the size of what we have now.
Yeah, wow.
So,
The Hoff says diesel is dead, I think.
which is
Well, a lot of countries are already trying to phase it out, I believe.
yeah.
I think even China was talking about phasing it out by 2025. So that's not too far away.
Yeah, diesel. There is things that they could do with that technology. Obviously biodiesel and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen. But you definitely see big 6 cylinders, I think. So we'll wait and see. I think Porsche said that they want to keep the 6 cylinders. So they're not moving. Well, I don't know how they would move to a flat V8. So it would be a bit different for the Porsche motor to turn into a V8.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to see more of things like the Audi's V10s and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see. What else you got on that story?
Not a lot.
No?
The Hoff says about 6 months back, scrap cats were good money.
Ah. I guess he'd get a few through the shop there. I think mine ended up in the bin.
Should have scrapped it.
Didn't realise. I don't think you'd get much for 2.
These are already melted down too.
Yeah, they were already well melted. So we'll see what comes of this with the engine sizes anyway. But that's if it doesn't turn to electric in between.
Yeah.
So, all right. Have you got a picture of Paulie's car to put up?
I have 2.
'Cause
Right, you got headphones on?
Yes. Oh, sorry. That didn't amuse you, did it?
Not really.
It amused me.
G'day, Paulie. How we going?
Hello?
Hello? Paulie?
I can't hear anything. Is it just me?
How you going? Sorry.
I thought it was just me.
Nah, my headphones are getting a bit janky there. Yeah. So,
Too much work out on Gran Turismo, mate.
Oh, more Call of Duty.
Fair enough, mate. How are you?
Yeah, red hot, mate. Red hot. It's a shame I missed you while I was down there.
Yeah, it was my fault, but I did get there. I called in to the cafe Monday morning. You'd already left, but
Yeah, no, I had someone to visit, so.
Sorry, mate. Slept in.
No, you're
my
right.
bad. My bad. But anyway, I was pretty unprepared for viewers' rides this week. But Tyler's got your car there. Has he got? There we go. We've got the Beamer.
We got the old Bavarian machine,
which has possibly had a bit of a run down the highway alongside the Ute before.
Yeah, she's had he pulled the socks up on her down the freeway a bit, and I was quite surprised you didn't get away from me the way I thought it would.
No, mate. It does go all right. Now, mate, how long have you had the Beamer for?
Oh shit. Few months now I've had it. It was it's a funny looking FDRX7 actually was the way I was going, but life took a bit of a left-hand turn, so I had to refocus to something else, and I thought I probably should get something a little bit more sensible and reliable if I'm going to be flying solo. So I've been a suck for the 4 Series BMW for a while, so I started looking at them, and this one caught my eye, and I couldn't stop looking at it. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go give this thing a testy. And the guys at Gas, they looked after me really well. So they earned me business.
Good. Now it's regularly got a couple of testes in it. So anyway, let's talk about not just the Beamer, but your history in cars, Paulie. You've got probably quite an extensive history in cars and motorbikes, and in not just yourself but your family.
Oh yeah, I come from a long history of misbehaving lunatics. So my father, he cursed me from birth. He was a furious petrolhead himself, and he in particular had a taste for Honda 754s and would like to go racing on them every now and then. And so I got bitten really hard by the petrol bug early on. He had some weird machinery. He had Morris Major with a small V8 in the front of it, which just turned tyres into barbecue sauce everywhere it went. A few other little things. He had a great little Datsun 1200 Ute with a motor out of a 260Z. That thing was a firecracker.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I cut my teeth on, and from early on I was doomed. So I got pretty excited. The faster it got, the better it got. So I've played around with a lot of things over the years.
You've got a few comments coming through. You've got Marth with rebadged Supra. Of course.
Must just said he can't afford a Supra.
TNT says, nice BMW. Ratfink, nice car. Scott says, really funny looking FD. But nice. Andrew says you're breaking up. A little bit crackly.
Sorry, fellas. Like I said, my headset's a bit on the janky side at the moment.
On the how do you do? The Hoff said, friends don't let friends drive BMWs.
I've got no friends, Hoff, so it's all
right. James says it's got a body kit.
Yeah, it does. It's got a full M Sport aero package. So someone before me spent way too much money on this car, to be honest.
It looks pretty tidy, eh?
Yeah, no, it's a clean little thing. It's not perfect by any means, but mate, I stole it, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Not literally.
No, literally.
Yeah, I just stole it.
Old mate didn't see what hit him, to be honest.
Andrew Phillips says friends don't let friends put body kits on BMWs. The boys are having a laugh over there. And Marv says, damn straight, I wish I could afford any generation of Supra.
Don't worry, work hard enough, mate, you'll get there.
Matty Crick knows a bit about riding 754s, and I think you should maybe head on out with us to one of the nostalgia drags, and we'll go chat to the Smith Brothers, Smith Brothers Family Racing. They love to go for a run on their 754s.
Oh, mate, they're a phenomenal bike, even by today's standards. They're genuinely fast, and they're on a tiny little tyre. They're quite terrifying to ride.
Yeah, no, the guys love it. So, TNT says you spent too much on the Beamer and I can't afford your new microphone.
Nah, spending all the dollars on the Beamer and buying a couple little sneaky parts for it at the moment. So
okay, so you've got something happening you want to share. What your thoughts are? Is it you're going to do something with it over time?
Oh, look, I'll drip things into it. I don't think I've owned a standard anything my entire life, so they had a hard
still
time
a daily too, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean that's never stopped me before. I mean, since I've moved to Queensland, I've had a 500 horsepower XR6 turbo. I've had a slightly leaned on Subaru Forester XT. And I moved up here with the Dunny door that had plenty of work on it.
Yep. And you were frequent to the Sydney car scene, I believe, as well.
Yeah, I used to misbehave pretty hard in my later teens and early 20s. Maths probably seen me around the traps a few times. We've probably rubbed up against each other without even realising.
Yeah.
The bit of wheelie racing down the freeway and stuff like that.
It was a pretty different scene, you reckon, Sydney compared to up here?
Sydney in those days were pretty crazy, man. Like, there's some wild cars and bikes getting around with even wilder people at the helm. So things got pretty exciting around the traps in the late '90s, early 2000s. She is I've seen some genuinely terrifying stuff.
Yeah.
Me and Math have talked about it a few times, trying to hit 300 going through the Sydney Harbour Tunnel, and
Betting him.
yeah,
Look,
yeah. There's been some crazy things going on around then in those times.
and a few sneaky laps down Church Street, Parramatta, I'd imagine.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
They still do it today. I spent quite a bit of time down there last year, and all you hear all night is the AMGs and the bloody
Oh, mate.
and the Hyundais hitting the
Yeah,
gear changes through there.
I've definitely never barked a R1 up there with the rear tyre completely lit up the entire time. I've never done that.
Definitely not. Awesome, mate. Awesome. Well, look, thanks for sharing. We're going to have you back again tonight, aren't we?
Yeah,
Because,
we're in for the quiz. In for one, in for all.
Yeah. So you've made it in the quiz after Sally originally won the quiz and then pulled out, and then won it 3 more times before 3 more rolls. Just kept until we finally got a new contender, and you're up tonight. So take on Zane.
Excellent. Can't wait.
All right,
Hope he gives me a run.
mate.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win one of these ones. Eventually. I can always get close, but I usually fall over at the videos. I should probably pay more attention when I watch your videos.
Look, I know Zane would have been studying.
No, these blokes writing down notes. I reckon that's a bit underhanded.
Sally does it too. I think she usually takes a few notes. They might have you. Anyway,
Hoff's got an R1 powered Mini at work at the moment.
Wow.
Oh, Hoff, mate.
A little bit different. A little bit different, that's for sure. All right, mate. Well, we'll see you back for the quiz, Paulie.
Thanks, buddies.
All right, back into a couple of stories before we get to the quiz.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Sally's saying take notes. There you go. So we miss a few comments these days. We used to get to every comment, and we do miss a few these days.
Yeah.
But we do our best to keep the interaction going.
This is the next story is about the Mulholland Legend 480. It has been unleashed. It's a brutish lightweight V8, which is the work of an F1 engineering firm.
I just think, what the hell's a Mulholland?
It's created to be true spiritual successor to the Trevor Tuscan.
The TVR.
Yeah, Trevor.
The Trevor. The TVR. So, look, Mulholland is probably something that's not very well known. That's for sure. But it looks all right. It looks interesting. I don't know. It's probably not my thing. But, it's somebody's. It is a V8, isn't it? Super lightweight V8.
Yes.
Yeah? You good with that? You agree?
It's a V8.
They do say it's a pure driver's car. It's like an advertising slogan if you've ever heard one.
It pushes out 480 horsepower, 356 kilowatts.
Who's the V8 they're sourcing. Right? They don't actually say.
But it is thought that a Cosworth-developed Ford engine is likely.
Yep. So that's probably what's going to sit in the front of it.
Created to be a modern-day take on a TVR Tuscan, Mulholland Legend is set to benefit from its parents' carbon fibre expertise with both the chassis and body panels made from the ultra-lightweight material.
It's going to launch later this year.
And they're also going to. It's also going to be followed shortly after by 3 more vehicles.
Yes, so this will be the Legend 480, and then possibly 3 more straight after that. So, wait and see.
Yep.
That really could have been a fast news story. We could have moved through that one pretty quickly.
Mm.
So I don't know much about Mulhollands, but I reckon someone.
He is the
might.
ex-owner of Trevor TVL.
Andrew Phillips knows Mulholland Drive from Street Rod. That's all he knows. So I reckon someone might know what a Mulholland is, but very little known. But maybe a bit more known if they bring out that and 3 more cars by the end of the year. All right. Electric music. Electric Dreams. What's that song? No? The Ice House. We get copyright strike. Not by me singing it. They'll never pick it up. I don't even know how it goes now.
Can you sing it? But every word's
Eco Boost Electric Dreams.
no. Every word's Ego Boost.
I don't even know the tune. I don't know how I could do that. So maybe I'll practice that for next week. But there we go. We needed like a backdrop for that, don't we? There's a slide.
There you go. The Hoff tuned to Ethel's VL today. There you go.
Oh, we'll look for that. Video will that be Friday's video?
I don't know. You've got a Skyline they can tune. They want.
Yeah, get that going. We'll wait and see.
No more's off. Night. See you later.
We've scared him away with electric car stories. Now, there is a little bit of Tesla news this week.
A little.
Well, there's a lot. And the first story is probably the biggest story.
All right.
Right? So, a new Tesla battery.
Mm-hmm. Could it break the divide between the internal combustion engine and the electric vehicle?
Yeah, and the reason they're saying is it's cheaper to manufacture.
Okay,
the manufacturer. And it will be possibly, it will make Tesla become the first to make an electric vehicle as cheap as a fossil fuel vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is a big breakthrough, and it could drastically slash the prices overnight of electric vehicles. So they're looking at the current lithium-ion batteries and how they're designed, and there's a team of experts at Tesla and a Chinese tech company involved as well, and they're looking at a battery. Will result in a battery known as the lithium iron phosphate battery. That's going to be cheaper, longer lasting, and capable of being relifed as well, once or even twice. So that means it could possibly do, these cars now could be, with that one battery, could possibly do 1.6 million kilometres.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
There you go, rather than the very minuscule it is at the moment, right?
Oh, I've got itchy nose. Sorry. 1.6 million kilometres, it could be the life of this. So, not too many engines are going to get through 1.6 million Ks without a rebuild. Maybe a Holden 3.6. 3.8, sorry, 3.8. But 1.6 million Ks, that's a new taxi, isn't it? That's what they're saying. So they're saying it'll be a lot cheaper as well because of the change of the elements in the battery, and cobalt being the issue in the current lithium battery is very, very expensive. But the new batteries don't have cobalt in them. There you go.
There you go.
You didn't know any of that, did you?
No, I didn't. You just
I researched.
schooled me on electric vehicles. There you go. Thank you. And Marv says, finish the car vid, maybe, but Chris hasn't started the edit yet. That's what the Hoff said. And
well, he'll bust that out tomorrow.
Marv said, tuning an R33 for ocean sailing or river cruises? Neither. It just needs a checkup. Bit of a health check first, until I get A85.
Because who wouldn't want to get down there and get the Hoff to tune their car? blow a bit of wind up his ass here, but come on.
He's a wizard.
Well, hey, Shay was tuned. I still took it down to the Hoff. Definitely recommend you get your car down there. There you go. Don't blow away. He knows his tuning, that's for sure. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Paulie says, Dave, I'm taking your Holden badges off you.
Because all that EV talk? Or the calling it a 3.6 instead of a 3.8?
3.6, probably.
Um,
James Bayless says, you mean Buick 3.8. Dang dang. G'day. That's a new name. G'day dang dang. Says, my 1KZ Hilux made it close to that before a rebuild.
Wow. That's a lot of days. There you go. But,
and James Bayless, don't think I didn't see that. Just £1 a boot. I did see that you... Message retracted. I did see the message before you retracted it.
Anyway, we'll talk about another Tesla story. That's the biggie. And that will be the change of the electric vehicle market. And I don't know, shoot me down, but for a daily, if I could afford one, I would have a Tesla 3 as a daily run around.
There you go.
I would love to take one for a drive and get out there. I don't know. Not for a weekend car or anything, but I don't know. Maybe not. I might hate it when I got it, but I'd certainly give it a go. I'd love to test drive one. Maybe at least start there, hey, before I say I'd want to own one. Just drive it first. But I reckon they go all right.
No, James Bayless says just £1 more a boost. The Hoff says, I think I will die before electric cars are majority, which is good. Andrew Phillips says, you don't go to the Hoff for the tune, you go to the Hoff for the hospitality and joy he brings you. Paulie says, my dad's work had a 4Runner that did a lap and a half of the odometer before it had any engine problems.
True. Wow.
And made it to 1.8 million kilometres before it went bang.
I go there to listen to Ethel's swear. Anyway, all right, let's do another Tesla story because we got a couple, right? What else has we got?
Zig says 3.6 would do 1 billion timing chains. Well, Tesla has completed its site preparations for the Berlin Gigafactory.
Yeah, another one. Another Tesla factory coming.
Mm-hmm.
They're all Gigafactories, aren't they?
We mentioned this briefly when the Chinese factory was opening up.
Yeah, and then stuff
about
slowed
breaking
up.
ground about it on this one.
Yeah, but stuff slowed up, right, because of COVID and all that.
No, this was even before COVID.
Yeah, but it's back on the cards now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So they've cleared the land,
and
it's all happening. It's a massive, big area. I think there's some footage of it somewhere, isn't there?
Paulie says, I want a Cybertruck, and supposedly they'll be cheaper than a 3.
Really?
Matt Crick says, are you spinning the wheel tonight, boys? No, next week. Next week.
Next week's the wheel week. So end of the month we'll bring the wheel. We'll watch out. Will the Hoff buy the wheel? Is the question. He's been saving up. He hasn't dropped a donation for a few weeks, so that means he's cashed up. He's cashed up for the wheel, so watch out. Yeah, that's the story. Let's just move on to the next Tesla story. Not much else about another Gigafactory, right?
Except for that one is going to be making Model Ys for the start.
Oh, okay. That's the other part of the story we didn't talk about. All right. I'll tell you another Tesla story is there was a guy who carjacked a Tesla. Right? So he stole a Tesla, a Model 3, and I don't know, carjacked him however he carjacked him. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that part of the story. But he got carjacked. Anyway, the guy's car's driving off.
Cheers for tuning in.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for the comments.
Anyway, the guy's car's driving away with the carjacker in it. He's pulled out his phone and shut it down and then locked it and locked the guy in it. And because this guy also didn't know much about a Model 3 Tesla, the door locks are like sort of, they're there. Like you can just unlock it and get out. They're sort of hidden. So he couldn't get out of the car. So he used his remote shutdown feature on his mobile phone. and then locked him in. So he couldn't get out of the vehicle. He just had to sit there and wait for the police. So when the authorities arrived, they found the suspect still locked inside the car, as he had been unable to locate the Tesla Model 3's discrete interior door unlock buttons. The Barstow police arrested the suspect for carjacking and for allegedly being under the influence of a controlled substance.
There you go.
So there you go.
Paulie says, how many wheel spots will I get if I drop a whole monkey down?
Well, there's, not count it up. 10, 20. 20 spots?
No, I think so. $5 a spot.
Yeah. You got 20 spots.
Matty Crick's dropped $10. Couple of drinks for you guys. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Legend.
Smash one in right now. Good call.
Almost empty.
Drinking all your water.
Yeah.
Oh, move the whole table. Move it back. Fair enough. Anyway, we've got another Tesla story.
Shane Fitzgerald says, yeah, what happened to the wheel? End of the month. We didn't want to feel like we were asking for money all the time.
We don't do it every week. We don't ask for money all the time. Anyway, do you want to donate some money? Sorry.
Last Tesla story is that the steering wheel falls off a Tesla Model 3. Do you still want to own one and drive one?
Well, it's fallen off one. But apparently this guy had a 1 month old Tesla Model 3, and his steering wheel has basically come away from the dash. The whole column was coming away from the gash. That gash.
The gash. He's gashed it.
Don't put it anywhere near your gash. But he's definitely got attention because he chucked it on Instagram and vented his anger to Elon Musk. So I'm sure there's some sort of warranty.
Yeah.
But he apparently was not happy for his steering wheel to come off during driving. It didn't come right off, though, in saying that. It just come away from the dash a bit. So maybe it was...
Tesla was quick to respond, though, by picking up the car 90 minutes after the original message on social media. And then the Model 3 was returned to him the following day after being fixed.
There you go. It had done 340 Ks when it happened. So, there you go. Tesla stories. Is that it? Yeah.
And Tesla confirmed that the steering wheel was not affixed to the car with a bolt and are investigating the issue.
Okay. There's our Tesla stories. We do have a couple more stories before we get to the quiz, though, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 stories.
We can do a bit of quick news. Shane Fitzgerald dropped us a $10 and says, here, take my money anyway.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
It's like the Futurama fry, shut up and take my money.
Yes. We appreciate it. We really do. It keeps us going. And it will help us restock the shirt cupboard.
Mm-hmm.
Won't we? And bring out our new items. Keep watching on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Secret squirrel. Wait for
we
that.
need some new designs in the shirts too. We need to get to that.
All right, I'm going to get off the Teslas.
Mm-hmm.
So, some Aussie news story is about the parking, right? Because a lot of cities, not everywhere, but a lot of cities have had free parking in the sense that there's been no parking fines.
Yeah.
Due to different things to do with COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
But the news is, get ready because
they're going to start coming back out again, the parking inspectors.
Our leather legs will be back out and about. That's what my old man used to call him. The parking inspector used to be on his bike back in the day, I remember. Oh, leather legs. Look out for leather legs. But yeah, they'll get their chalk out and their ticket books ready. Oh, not leather legs these days, but chalk boys. So they're going to start chalking tyres and issuing parking tickets. And I think there's a few cities that are already started. So get it all over it now. I think the Gold Coast is already charging for parking and stuff already. So
there you go.
I'm going to thumbs up out there. Yes, I'm all good. They're already checking. There you go. They are. They've already got the chalk out on the Gold Coast down in Surfers. So yeah, be cautious.
Mhm.
Yarra City Council put a post out this week. Said parking restrictions are easing back into place. Check the signs before you park.
Yeah.
So be cautious. That means expensive parking again because there's not many parks because a lot of people are driving too, and not many people are using public transport.
Yeah.
Gee, we're having trouble with those. Both of us, yeah.
And I think another place is opening up public transport to 600,000 people rather than the 2.6 million it normally provides for. So I heard that on the news. I can't remember what transport or how often that is that it provides
Augathella.
that amount of people.
Is that at Augathella?
Yeah.
What was that? Does Tyler know where Augathella is?
Swoop or somewhere. I'm guessing. So,
It's out past Cunnamulla. Augathella? Hey, is it this side of Cunnamulla? Oh, that's right. That's Richardsville. Yes, it is.
Paulie says, what's the difference between a parking inspector and a sperm? A sperm has a 1 in a million chance of becoming a human.
Oh, that's harsh, isn't it? I hope there's no parking inspectors watching tonight. If there is, we appreciate your work. Not really. Yeah.
Right, next.
Next story.
Next. The new V8 Supercars calendar is heading to Bathurst twice. The V8 Supercars are back on the track from next month, so obviously the E-Series is probably over then, I guess.
Yeah. I've enjoyed the E Series. This week they raced Daytona, and
They turned left. And...
yeah, they did a lot of turning left. No, they did this.
No, they did the actual track as well.
Yeah, but the first one was just the oval track, and it was actually a really good race. Like the finish was like 3 cars wide, and then there was big prang right on the finish line, and I was like, oh no! But Gizzy got through. Gizzy won 3 races last night. That was last night. So we did share the E Series on our Facebook page if you want to watch that.
I've there every week.
Been sharing that so you can watch it there. But it was on YouTube as well this week.
There you go.
So Supercars now started playing it on YouTube. So I had it on the big TV plus on the phone.
Zane said just past Whoop Whoop and to the left of there, but if you're near that, you've gone too far.
And sorry, Sally is right. I was thinking of Eulo, not Augathella. I was thinking of Eulo. Eulo's past Cunnamulla. She'll confirm that one.
Yeah, the V8 Supercars will go to Bathurst twice. The Bathurst 1000 will go ahead as a 4-day event in early October as per normal, as they're not going to the Gold Coast.
There's no Gold Coast 600. There's no street circuits.
All V8 Supercar rounds except the cancelled Formula 1 Grand Prix support race and the street circuits of Gold Coast and Newcastle, which is actually a awesome one. I actually like watching the Newcastle as the final race. Will be retained, but on a new schedule.
They're off.
So points accrued from the opening rounds of the series at Adelaide 500 in February 2020 will carry over onto the season restart.
So sad news is no Gold Coast,
no
because that's
Newcastle
local,
either.
And no Newcastle. The happy news is to Bathurst. Double Bathurst.
Yeah. Expensive exercise.
Yeah.
Those teams.
So, well, what do you reckon?
Yeah, the season finale will be held at Mount Panorama in February 2021 as part of the 12-hour event.
Did you nearly say Mount Panorama?
I did. I'm having real trouble tonight.
Get down. Mount Panorama.
Paulie says if you go past the end of the earth, you'll find Cobar, and if you head 2 hours west of there, you'll find my cousin's sheep station.
Cobar is where the old 308 out of the HJ went. That's where I sent the 308 to Cobar and
to Dave.
Yeah, was it Dave? What was his name?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the Cobar Dust Bowl,
fuel burners,
and his HJ Statesman. I think that one ended up in. He hasn't been on and commented for a while. So I wonder how it's going. Maybe he stopped commenting. Maybe he's had enough of the 308. Should have went LS. But yes, 2 Bathurst events is pretty awesome. And although I like the fact that Gold Coast is a local event and it brings in...
It's really hard to watch at the track.
It is. Terrible to watch at the track. but it brings in a lot of people to the Gold Coast, and when you have a cafe and surfers, you want people around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that won't happen this year.
No.
But we'd normally get down to the track.
Mm-hmm.
We've been pretty lucky. We usually get some sort of free entry or cheap entry, don't we?
I've paid for a ticket 2 years in a row, I think, except for last year.
Yeah,
And something 1 year.
yeah.
Bought the 3-day pass.
Yeah, no, I've only because I've had the car in.
Yeah.
I had to sometimes fork out $60, but
Mhm.
yeah, and then you get in and out, and it's been really good, and a lot of years in there, but it isn't very good for watching. That's what we were talking about because you get just little sections of the track.
Yeah.
Always like watching the race at Ipswich, where they don't race anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but where you get to sit and you can sit up on the hill and see the entire track.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different.
Paulie says, who the hell goes to Bathurst to watch car racing?
I've never been to Bathurst, so
It says
yeah, I guess
double
it's the
mount
same.
parties.
Yeah. Which
Well, the revised 2020/2021 Supercars Championship will take place from June 27 to 28 at Sydney Motorsport Park, then July 18-19 Winton, August 8-9 Darwin Triple Crown, August 29-30 Townsville, September 19-20 The Bend, October 8 to 11 Bathurst, October 31 to November 1st Perth, November 21 to 22 is Tasmania, December 12 to 13, Sandown. January 9 to 10, Auckland. And then February 5 to 7, the season finale at Bathurst.
there you go. There you go. All right. Now, another little snippet that I thought we'd throw in here was just a little story about the Chev, the new Corvette, and Hennessy have done some videos on that, and it's racing against a Ford GT500 Mustang, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to see some cool clips, go and check out the Hennessy's YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a small snippet,
Yep.
as much as we can show. It is their channel that we're showing, but we're just talking about what we see there.
Mm-hmm.
The Chevy Corvette, we hope, will come to Australia at some stage. Of course,
Yep.
it's definitely
In
doubt, but it's likely that at some stage it will come.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see the GT500 Shelby. I'm not sure, but
All right. Well, we've
But
shown
what
the
do you
videos, or
think?
are we talking about it?
well, I want to see. What do you think will win? You haven't seen it yet,
No, I haven't.
so what would you say would win?
Corvette.
You reckon the Corvette will win out of that and the
Light
GT?
car.
Yep. Let's just have a look.
Might
Stats.
have a good launch, so.
Okay, let's talk about the stats first, and everyone else can make an assumption.
I haven't even looked at the stats. Maybe I've made a wrong assumption here, so.
Right. The Z51 is powered by a 6.2
Wait, it's
litre.
a Hennessy video, and both vehicles are bone stock.
They're both bone stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Hennessy video.
Which, yeah, they don't normally have bone stock cars, correct? 6.2 litre V8, 370 kilowatts, and hits 100 kilometres in about 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The Mustang Shelby, 566 kilowatts
Okay, maybe
out
I've
of a
made a wrong bet here,
5.2.
but I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to go with the Corvette.
They say hits 100 Ks in about 3.5 seconds. They both have a dual clutch automatic transmission. The C8 is a bit lighter and
G'day, Adam
more
Geary. How you going?
aerodynamic. G'day, mate. But the Mustang, of course, has a lot more power and torque. I didn't talk torque numbers, but I think the Chev's got 640 and 847 in the Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Gleno's still there. Gleno will be voting the Shelby.
Yeah.
Is there a few votes come in who...
No votes yet.
No votes? Well, we're talking from a standing start here. And if you go watch Hennessy's video, they'll do heap of different
A dig
tests.
and a roll. And
Yes. Yeah. We're just
we're
going
only
to
going to show the dig.
Yep. Who do you think will be the quickest off the line?
Probably the Corvette.
Who do you think
Less
will be the
power, so
fastest?
it's probably gonna.
I won't say because I've seen it. So
And
who do you think will win?
maybe the Corvette.
So you think the Corvette will be quicker off the line and take
And
the
I think
win?
it'll hold it.
Okay. We're gonna. I'd like to see some more votes come in.
We have no votes still. So.
Come on, who do you reckon? Corvette or Mustang?
And then we've got a second race after this as well.
Yeah. So you've got to vote on this one, and then you'll see whether you get it right. So we're not going to show the race yet. I don't know if we've got. I don't really have much more in the way of stats.
I'm going to be right back.
Well, we got to wait now till he comes back.
While we wait for some votes, it's forced waiting.
We need the timer music.
Some elevator music.
Some elevator music. Yeah. So I'll go back to the stats again. The GT500 has 566 kilowatts, 847 newton meters of torque. It's a 5.2 litre V8. The Chevy Corvette is a 6.2 litre V8, 370 kilowatts with 640 newton meters of torque. They both do 0 to 100 in the 3-second range. So it could be very, very close. Sally says, not a Ford fan. The Hoff says they're both rubbish. I'm not saying they're not, but which one are you voting for? Sally says she wants the Corvette. Trev's on the Vet. Scott's on the Vet. A lot of people are on the Vet. Giles had a few sneaky Morgans in the pre-show. Maybe too much wine in his risotto he made. I think he put a big splash of that. Paulie said his old man used to race the 754 around Mount Panorama. It would be an interesting track to do on the bike, that's for sure. Back down. All right, so I think all the votes are for the Corvette. I don't see any votes for the Ford. Just going down the list. You are right, Scott. Hoff, you are correct. Right, I think all the votes are for the Corvette. Isn't the GT500 supercharged?
Did you say all the votes are for the Corvette?
Yeah, I think so.
We've got Mustang.
Oh, I can't see any of them.
You on top chat or live chat? Rob Beale said Mustang.
Oh yeah, I just can't read them. Maybe got my Morgan eyes on. Captain's eyes. Pirate eyes. We'll call it. One patch. If I close one eye, I can see better.
All right, we ready to look at this?
All right, we're waiting. Marv is quiet. No vote from Marv. All right, I need that sound. We may have some sound. We
All
may
right,
not.
ready?
Yep, let's see the run. Oh, it's got a quick takeoff.
You nailed it.
You got it off the line. You said off the line. Yep. All right, that's off the line. Where's the finish line?
Let's pull it back.
Whoa!
Pretty close.
There you go. There you go. So I would say the Corvette is definitely off the line. Gets out of the hole, doesn't it? But the Ford gets it on the finish line.
Yeah.
So it comes back pretty hard.
Now, anyone could have just seen that from the picture. Yeah, backwards.
Yeah, well, they could have voted off that. That was a bit of a giveaway, wasn't it? I think there you go. Let's do another one. Because...
Well, you got the C8 versus the Hellcat, right?
Yeah. So, now, have you got the stats here? The C8, check your description on the vid. The Hellcat's what, 750 horsepower?
707.
707. 707 horsepower in a Hellcat.
I'm going to get to it. I want to watch the video. So
No, we're going to wait for votes. Just let everyone have a guess before they get there.
Well, if the last video is anything to go off, it's
707 horsepower, right?
mm-hmm.
370 kilowatts is what, around 500 horsepower?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
307.
Yes, 495 horsepower.
495. Hey, there you go.
It's on the video.
So 495. What are you saying here? You would think the Hellcat, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to
You're
go
gonna
the
go the
Corvette
Hellcat?
again.
You're going to the Corvette again?
Yeah.
For the
They have-
Corvette off the line again, or Corvette for both?
Corvette for both, because I reckon the Hellcat's just going to light them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the comments saying? Saying just by
Matt
the
Crick
video.
says Hellcat for sure. Trevor Smith says Hellcat will go up in smoke on the takeoff.
Yeah, that's
Rob
what you're
Hill
saying.
says Hellcat. Sally says Hellcat. Ratfink says a Red Eye has like 800.
Yes.
Danjaz says Hellcat.
I would love a Hellcat.
James
Or a Red
Baylor
Eye.
says must be using the red key.
Yes, because they
Shane-
have two keys.
Yes, I know.
You know that?
Shane
Okay,
says
so I was
Corvette.
saying something cool. I got nothing.
Zig says must hang, cling on, will not.
Mustangs.
Trevor says Corvette from the dig. Paulie says unpopular opinion, but Hellcats sound like shit. Hoff says Hellcat.
Oh,
Adam
I like
Geary
the
says
Hellcats.
Hellcat.
I haven't had one in person. I guess.
Scott Sherrington says I'd go the vet again, and Paulie's voting the vet. All right, we got plenty of vote.
Okay.
Scott Hoffman says still yawn-worthy cars.
There's no Corollas in there.
All right, here we go. Very much from the dig. The Corvette is very far ahead.
Oh,
Miles.
that's a nasty start.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's reeling him in at all.
The
Does
Hellcat.
not look like he's reeling him in.
No. No.
So that was yeah. It did not come back at all. Not even close.
Wow. That is not what you would expect. I don't think, anyway. I don't think that's expected.
It was very expected. Watched the world's greatest drag race when they had a Hellcat on it, and he just smoked the tires.
It did no good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was obviously backing off trying to get that. Oh, so Paulie says they sound like a washing machine with a brick in them. So if you want to see that whole thing, Hennessy, go check out Hennessy.
Hennessy Performance.
Check out their YouTube. There's a lot more to that story. I think they got like a 20-minute video on each one or something. But yeah, very cool. That does bring us around close to
the end. We've got two stories left. So the quiz is upcoming. I think Paulie's already waiting in the chat.
Okay. Just a warning for the guys. It will be on soon. We've got a couple of last stories. I need to change the slide. And we'll throw up a Nissan. So
2021 GTR. A bold new look, 530 kilowatts of power punch, and a high price for Godzilla.
So what's this going to be? Big power. They say 530 kilowatts.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry, I had headphones on, couldn't hear shit. I hear with those things on. No sound coming through them. But 530 kilowatts are much more expensive. Why? How expensive are they now?
Let's have a look. 2020 GTR.
Pretty bloody expensive, right? What, couple hundred? What are we talking?
I think 300 or 400,000 for a Nismo.
I don't know about that.
Just don't talk about the GDR 50 though.
Yeah.
There's only 50 of them.
Yep, they go crazy.
1 point something million, 1.65 million Australian.
Wow, you've got to be a massive GDR fan to want that, right? I think that one is actually that picture. Is it the GDR 50 that we've got on the slide?
Don't know.
I think that actually might be.
It looks like it, actually, yeah.
I think that is the GDR 50. Yes, because if I show you
The rear, it says R50 on it. GDR 50.
there you go. So that's worth £1 million, 1.65 million. There you go. So you're not going to get one of those,
No, not anytime soon.
right?
Probably not ever.
Would you get the new GDR?
Probably not.
Just couldn't afford it. Is it
Probably
gonna,
just don't want it.
you don't want it?
No, probably these days I'd lean more to like a Porsche GT3 RS or something.
Really?
Or a GT2
For that month?
RS. Yeah.
You're starting to get up there. You know?
Just the power is all we really know at the moment.
I haven't really said because a lot of they're just saying it's going to be slightly better than the GDR 50, right? And the GDR 50 had a 3.8 litre twin turbo V6 petrol engine, punching out 530 kilowatts, 780 newton meters of torque. It was competition spec turbochargers, big intercooler, high flow piston oil jets, different camshaft profiles, high flow fuel injectors, optimized ignition, and a revised intake and exhaust. Get that out of the 50 above the other models, right?
Yeah.
Had a 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission,
Mm-hmm.
and a few other bits and pieces, different suspension,
Yeah.
I think some upgrades on the brakes, different tyres. So, but there's a possibility that they reckon the new one may be bigger and better and faster. But I guess we'll wait and see what the price will be. I think that's the scary bit. But yeah, I don't know. What else you got on that?
Nothing really.
You're the Nissan fanboy?
They didn't give us a lot.
No, that's all you got?
Yeah, they didn't give us a lot in that story.
Oh.
It was actually a story that was titled about the new GTR, but the whole story was about the GDR 50.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make any sense.
Made it a little bit hard. Damn you, cars guide. Last story before we do jump into the quiz is petrol.
Mm-hmm.
So always.
Why Australian petrol prices are back on the rise?
Why?
Don't know.
They're saying it's just a price cycle. So they actually say that by next week we should get back under $1.
There you go. You're saying I should wait then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we got all excited. Under the dollar, unleaded prices went up 8.2 cents. Biggest increase we've seen in about 13 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying it is a bit of a mystery why it is fluctuating. But the good news is that it's part of a cycle that should see the prices dropping below $1 again next week. So if you live in a major city, top up now and then fill up later. That's the talk. They do say the price of oil has increased and it's about $30 a barrel, right? Which we reported a few weeks ago that it was negative dollars per barrel, and now it's about $30 a barrel. But going from negative to 30, you might think that's a lot, but it's not, because it wasn't that long ago it was $80 a barrel.
Yeah.
So yeah. We should hopefully see under $1 again next week.
Cool. There you go. Awesome.
That's it.
Yep.
Excited by petrol prices. We've seen a bit. Yeah, petrol. Yeah.
Wasn't that excited when it went up. When it goes down, I'll be more excited.
Well, they're saying it'll go down. I think
they're just saying it. You know,
diesel,
whether the petrol companies, whether those service stations actually follow through.
Diesel's gone down.
You know how long they were ripping us off for? So.
Diesel's gone down.
A bit of petrol gate.
Yeah. Diesel's down.
Or maybe servo gate. You call it.
0.6%. Diesel's down.
There you go.
A whole 0.6%.
So Rat Thing's paying $1.80 a gallon.
Yeah, we've got to work that shit out. We've done that before. It's hard. Us and our bloody metric system, and
that's 3.7 litres.
Divide $1.80 by 3.7.
It's paying 48 cents.
48 cents.
And that's the US dollar to AU. So he's
Oh,
paying
really?
73 cents Australian.
So about 73 cents Australian, and we're paying just over $1.
Yeah, I think it was $1.20 something when I went
Australian.
today.
Yeah. So if you take our price, times that by 3.7, and then convert it to American, you can tell them what the price per gallon is.
That's 3.7.
So at the moment we're about $1.11,
4.3.
aren't we? Not that. Working it out.
2.83 US dollars to the gallon at the moment for 91.
That's what we're paying.
Or around there.
$2.80. $2.80 a gallon.
$2.80 or $2.85.
What's he paying?
$1.80.
So
It's
we're
a full
paying.
dollar more.
There you go. Comparison for you, Rat. $2.80 US a gallon. I think that worked. Anyone want to test our maths? All right. Is it time for some squiz? Squiz questions?
I guess so. Guess it might be. Is it that time?
You got no. You haven't got the buzzer out.
No, it's in my pocket.
Yeah. Where's that?
All right, better send Zane a message. Quiz time.
Where is he? We've got no carryover champion yet.
G'day, Paulie. You're back.
Yeah.
Back again.
More is he? Ferny.
Which piece of furniture would you be if you were the furniture?
Oh, I was going to say... No, I won't say what I was going to say. No. I'd be a... oh, shit. I'd be a chest of drawers, I reckon.
That's a pretty good question, Tom. I guess I'll be a chair just sitting around. Oh, funny. So we lost our carryover champion.
No, he's here now.
Where is
Oh,
he?
he's in here. He's in here.
G'day, Zane. How you going?
Sorry, fellas, didn't see the message.
Oh, catch up, mate.
Zane,
Catch up.
Zane. No, it's too late, mate. You missed the quiz. I won.
Oh, bugger. Yeah, see you guys. Nice knowing you.
Bad luck, mate. Bad
Yeah,
luck.
good quiz tonight, mate. Good effort.
Yeah, thanks for showing up late.
No worries.
Hoff's after the wheel. He's just looking for the wheel. Zig's out, so he's not sticking for the quiz. He's off. He's got a big day tomorrow. But Tyler's got some questions.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you go?
Hoff's sticking around. He needs more beer coolers so he can complete the interior.
I'm disappointed that I haven't seen any pop up in any videos yet, by the way, Hoff.
Yeah, Hoff.
Come on. You think there'd be some floating around everywhere getting in the way.
I thought it would be in the OU, to be honest.
Yeah. Just that's where they belong. Fill up the AU. Anyway, let's do some quiz questions, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Take charge. Oh, yeah, you want me to keep score?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, let me turn you up. You're bloody quiet.
Are we?
Oh, there we go.
Hello!
Or maybe a little bit too loud now.
Shit! We can just go back to whispering. EcoBoost.
EcoBoost.
And nobody's reminded me about the slides, Ken. Look, you're a bit slack. There you go. New slide. There we are.
No, someone did.
You
James
slide.
Bayless said slide.
Oh, he was on to me. Thanks, mate. Thanks, James. There we go. Quiz time.
Mm-hmm.
Quiz time. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We need our theme music for that. That was it.
We're on the chase tonight.
All right, Tyler. Quiz master.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's check the buzzers. We'll go Paulie first.
Math smells.
There you go. And Zane.
Yahtzee. Oh, no, hang on. No, we'll go Zane this time.
So you got it wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Damn.
Oh, actually, I should change it to what did he get it, Mr. Blowsuck?
Suck blow, wasn't it? Mr. Suck blow?
Yeah, Mr.
Suck
Suckblow, I think.
Nah, suck blow's the right way. He had to ask about turkey.
All right. we're good to go.
Right. Yep.
Good to go.
Question number 1. You have a flat tyre. Before you jack the car up to replace it, what steps should you first take? Should you A,
Paulie.
Paulie.
Pull over to the side of the road.
That wasn't one of my options, but that is something you should do, yes.
But that is not the correct answer today.
Come on.
You can give him half a point. We'll give this to Zane when I read out the options.
Okay,
We'll
half a
throw it-
point to
we'll throw
Paulie,
it-
but
we'll throw
Zane
it to
can
Zane.
take out a full point here.
All right. So you got A, you place the car in neutral. B, cut the tyre off the wheel. C, reinflate the tyre and keep going. Or D, loosen the wheel nuts.
I don't know. Put the car in neutral.
No, you loosen the wheel nuts.
Wheel nuts
No,
first,
yeah, I
mate.
know that.
Yeah.
You got the wheel nuts, right?
You
gotta
as soon
stop
as
the
you jack
car
her up,
first.
she's got to piss off down the road on you.
Fill it up with some of that. What do you call it? Bloody Instafoam and keep going.
I'm winning. I'm half a point ahead.
You are.
Oh, I was going to say swear, but let's see what happens.
All right. Well done.
Brat Fink says, put your beer down.
That's the first thing.
Good night, Brad. Brad's
See
off.
you, mate.
Thanks for tuning in. Question number 2. You replaced your tyres 15,000 kilometres ago, but already one side of each tyre is looking quite worn. What is a likely issue?
Paulie,
Paulie.
wheel alignment's out.
That is correct.
Camber, because you're one of those kids.
Canberra, wheel alignment.
Uh,
Just go positive Canberra, everyone. Let's start a new trend.
Question number 3. What was the Oldsmobile badge supposed to be? Is it A, a rocket, B, a spear, or C, a boat?
Zone.
Paulie.
Zane.
Both.
Oh, what? Both?
Both?
The option was boat, not both.
What?
The option was boat.
Not both.
Oh, we'll go option C.
Option C was boat, and that is not correct.
Is
Paulie.
that both then?
I'll go with rocket.
That is correct. It was meant to be a rocket.
That was a complete guess, though, right?
Yeah, totally a guess.
Question
Definitely not a sucker for an old.
Question number 4. What car did we film for this week's show?
Zone.
Zane?
It was a 34 Ford Coupe, 3-window.
That is correct. Question number 5. What colour was his interior?
Paulie.
Zane.
Red.
Oh,
It was red.
done me dirty.
Bit slow on
He
the
got
buzzer.
you. He got you. It's 2.5 to Paulie to 2 Zane. So he's just still ahead by half a point, mate.
Question number 6. What motor was in the car?
Zone.
Zane?
He's got a 392 Hemi in it.
That is correct.
Half in
Zane.
front. Half in front.
Question
Told you
number,
I'd lose it at the bid questions.
question number 7. How much power did the car make
Zane.
roughly? Zane?
600.
That's correct.
I got the boost on, mate. I'm going.
that was on the thumbnail. You should be able to get that one.
Question number 8. What is the rear suspension setup?
Paulie.
Paulie?
Fuck, I lost it. Sorry. I got
Want to have a guess? What sort of rear suspension he had?
IRS.
Oh, he'd call overs, didn't he? Oh, whoops. I'll give that away.
No, that wasn't the answer either.
Oh, okay. No. Tyler's not giving either of those. I'm wrong, too.
Yeah. He's got front and rear coilovers. He's got 100 pound in the rear.
Yeah,
Is that
that's what it
IRS?
is. He's got
IRS.
He's got 4-link. Is that IRS?
Is it
No.
He's got a 4-link.
Is it really a falling?
Is it?
Put out front wheels.
Yeah, he said 4-link. It's got
Okay.
4-link rear end.
Full length.
Oh,
Full,
sweet.
Oh, yeah, he does too. Yeah.
full length, full floating rear end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid
got
effort.
falling suspension.
Yeah, there you go.
And,
James is right. James Bayless got it. 9-inch, full length.
Yeah.
9-inch.
Yeah.
I knew about the 9-inch.
9-inch the world.
Bit of
question.
money in that, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a bit of money in that. Anyway, so.
I didn't even mean to play that, but it worked. Question number 9. What's different about the way the hot rod changes gears?
Zane.
Paulie.
Zane.
Sequential. Oh, sorry. Yeah, well done.
No.
Paulie.
Oh,
Yes! Paddle shift.
That is correct. It is paddle shifted.
It's like sequential, and I'm like,
It is 4 to 3.5.
Question number 10. What was different around the pedal area to give more room?
Ollie,
don't.
Paulie.
you talking about the footrest?
I don't know.
Changed the high beam height. Aluminium sheeting and it. Oh shit! I forget the exact details. Never mind. I lose.
All right.
Zane.
I'm going to say it's space-wise. He had the engine moved back 7 to 8 inches, so it's really short around his foot.
Yeah, that was the problem, but what gave him more room? So that's what took the room away.
Yeah, I'm talking about what gave him more room. So what gave him more room was that the steering was connected by a chain rather than the column going down towards the floor.
Yeah.
Chain steering.
Double chain driven too, that.
Double chains.
It was.
2 chains.
Still.
That's what I got. I was going to say 2 chains about the suspension.
That was the last question.
Oh, that was your last question.
It was.
Well, Zane
got there.
He has got there by half a point.
Hey, look, I found my name. Absolutely booked a lot of questions.
Got there by half a point, mate. You scraped in this week. Hey?
Oh, no, I was lucky.
Hey.
I think you started to feel the pressure there early on. The first couple
Oh, I
of questions.
did. I was sweating. People were looking down on me.
Good on you, Zane. Good
Yeah, good fun.
run again. Last time was a point between us, I think, too.
Yeah, it was too, because I came back at the engine last time as well.
Yeah, I got to pay more. I'm going to start writing down notes like you cheating bastard.
Well, while we got you, Zane, tell us what's going on, mate, with the Skyline, mate.
Oh,
The 34.
yeah, that's a good one. Well, no, I pulled, pretty much got the motor out almost. All the accessories are off. All the wiring, loom's been pulled back now, so it's mainly just, I'll take the headers off. I'll try and minimise, well, actually, no, I'll take the headers off about, just for like your cat and all that stuff as well. Pull the motor out, give it a nice clean up. Just tempted to get a bit of coating done to the exhaust too, keep the heat out of it. But, yeah, it should be, I reckon it should almost be pulled out Saturday.
All right. It's all happening. So we'll really notice the difference in the photos on Discord come Saturday.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I'll give you an answer. It was the radiator missing.
I didn't actually go back and look at the 2 photos. I just said that that's what we were meant to do, and then I didn't actually get that far.
But, yeah, I'm just doing a bunch of small things with it now. Like, I'm missing a whole bunch of radiator rubbers. So, I'm changing all those out, and lots of other tiny things that I'm getting fixed up too. So I figured, while the motor's out, I'll hit it with a coat of spray paint and paint the motor, paint the engine bay, and just make it look decent.
Yeah, why not? Definitely. If you're going to go to the trouble, you might as well do it now while you got a chance.
Oh, you never know when your motor's going to be out again.
Well, it is an RB, but could be soon.
Yeah, so every 4 weeks
it's a
I can book it
Skyline,
in.
so the motor will be out there a fair few times, but
Yeah, so I'm going the head drain because I don't want to put a catch can in it, so I'll just head drain, plumb it back to the sump, or I can just put it in a catch can. Doesn't really bother me. And then I'll just do the clutch while I'm out.
You done the oil pump gears and moved the oil filter to a not retarded place yet?
Yeah, no, I've got to do that, and I'm doing the oil pump gears because that's what I cracked.
That was the problem to start with.
Yeah,
Mate, they all do it.
So
Next will be the CAS, and you'll.
And I'll have to go that trigger kit.
Yeah.
$3,000.
There's some good billet replacements in that out there for them, but
full on. So
they get hexy.
I was going. What is it? I got my clutch pretty much on the way. I've got to get a new harmonic balancer.
Oh yeah.
So put one of those in, and I'll make all these core pack covers up and get it all laser cut. Figured tidy it up.
Yeah. You may as well do a Nitto stroker at this point.
Oh, tell me about it. It's already stroked out 3 litres with a 30 bottom end.
And you're going to do a couple of extra coil covers, mate, you were mentioning?
Yeah. I was going to look at printing about, if I can get 5-10 of them cut, it'd be great. Because it's cheaper that way, and I only have to order 1 sheet. It's just all about finding the sizes at the moment. So I was probably going to order a template off a couple of people, and just copy all the bolts if I can't be asked finding them. Because there's a lot of good ones out there, and then there's just other ones which are just flat sheet.
Yeah.
So I was looking at doing core pack covers and timing chain covers as well. Timing gear covers.
I reckon Tyler might be in the market.
Yeah, well, being an RB, they got really weird setups everywhere else. So and I didn't want to cover the core packs as well because they do get very hot. That's
You're
the
not
one
wrong.
problems.
Yeah.
It's a big reason why a lot of people run them up on the firewall for the RBs.
Yeah, a lot of people do Yaris ones as well.
Yeah.
Toyota Yaris cool packs because they're a lot colder. You can put your R35 ones in them; they can handle a bit more heat as
Right.
well. But that's why the
Didn't-
RB25 is preferred over the 26 when you get to a little bit higher horsepower, because the way the RB26 coil covers are designed, it traps too much heat in, and you just get a really hot motor.
Okay. There you go.
So yeah.
All right. Oh, I can see here they're saying 5 weeks for you now, Zane.
Yeah, I think it's 5, 6. I don't know, something like that.
Marf's got it. He said it was Sally, Paulie, Marf, Paige, Paulie. That's who you've beaten so far.
Nice.
Andrew Phillips says time for the wheel. The Hoff and Phil are after the wheel.
And they're chasing that. You're gonna give it to them. You'll hear a knock on your door.
Bring your dollars next week, guys. Bring your dollars next week. It's going off. The wheel will be big. We'll have to come up with some good prizes. And if just shout out to any sponsors that want to sponsor some prizes. If there's anyone who wants to do that, that'd be awesome. We might have to put the shout out to a few businesses. Maybe there's some out there that could sponsor some prizes for the wheel.
I might talk to me boss and see if I can get some LED light stuff.
Oh, people be keen for that.
Mate, our shop does mostly automotive LED lighting, so we got a couple of things laying around.
Actually, that's another thing I was going to ask.
Hoff could win some underglow lighting.
We get him some red RGB LED strip lights for under his Corolla, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
He'd love that. He'd be riding with the Too Fast, Too Furious crew.
Is your roll cage half cage just bolts in?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Might have to look at that too. So I was putting a half cage in for drifting.
I think mine's a Brown Davis half cage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. Problem is they can't get on tracks unless you remove it. It's a pain in the ass.
Only
There's,
brekkie laps, as far as I'm aware.
Grant's here as well. Grant's about to do something unique with Tesla running gear.
There you go.
That will be interesting.
Hope you put it in
And
a
Grant,
bit
if you want to throw out a Superformance shirt, maybe someone for the wheel next week.
Andrew
just
Phillips
saying.
says how much for a sticker spot on Tyler's laptop. This is Dad's laptop. Just send a sticker and I'll put it on there.
Just send it in. Send it in, and we'll put it on there. No cost whatsoever.
Send us your address. I'll send you some stickers.
Yeah, no worries. I can. Well, it's on the descriptions of the vids. Send it
You
to the
also have to
cafe.
order something off their website and then you get it then.
Yeah, or it's the cafe.
This is hard work. Ah, jeez.
Ground floor 64, mate. You'll find it.
Oh yeah, I'll get there.
All right, guys.
Might have to tie it to a brick and deliver it to you.
That'll work. You might get me there on time next time. So flashing LCD lights for under Dad 67. Yeah, that'd be the spot, definitely. All right, well that's the end of the quiz
And the end of the show.
and the end of the show. Thanks, guys. You might as well just stick around right till the end, now, and just say alright, everyone.
Yeah, you want us to take over?
Yeah,
I've
you
got me
know,
frill-
take over for a bit. So yeah, go on.
You're up. You guys end the show, and then I'll play some music. So.
I wore my frilly underwear, so I may as well hang around for the rest.
You're it now. Go on. You're driving the show here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to drive this thing straight into a brick wall.
Maybe you should
Probably
you should be saying, oh, let's throw up a quick picture of this and that and make Tyler work for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Throw up a good-looking picture of me. That'll make you work.
While we're there, we'll look at Dave's car suggestions.
Dave's car suggestions.
Is
Yeah,
there some new ones? Is there?
I don't know,
Well,
but I think there's some funny ones.
Mate, there should be. I mean, I was disappointed that he didn't even acknowledge any of the 30 odd that I sent.
Well, I thought they
Well, he's not
some
going
of
to buy
them seemed
30 of them.
some of them seemed reasonable, Paulie. I was just
Yeah.
I was just threw up the funny ones, and I looked at a lot of yours and thought, yeah, I'd probably get that.
I want to see you in the Fiat 500C lounge, and I believe it was a pink one, or no, bright red.
Those some of those Fiats go right, mate. Tyler's got it. I think he's got it happening.
I really like that.
A Bath 500 SS is quite a zippy little thing. They're awesome to drive.
I know a guy who had one. Reckon they did go right. I don't know if that was true or not, but
I don't know. I still reckon you should get a 34, just to
Yeah,
lock
get a
someone.
34 GTR just to
I mean, if you need a hand, I can tell you how they break down.
Yeah.
Did you throw the picture of that up there then, Tyler? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
He did. He had the Fiat up. I don't know if you saw that, Paulie. You got some comments too, mate. Roy says frilly underwear, too much info.
Oh, mate, there you go. That's the one. That's the one for you, Dave.
Yeah. Scott, they're pushing Scotty to get in on the quiz. Marv says so. Get in on it. He's also up you. He said because you showed him shit. It's Paulie.
Oh,
Never any love lost there.
nah, that's all right. Look, you can't help Math. You just look. You let him out every now and then, and he likes to have a window lick and roll around in the public sandpit. But
You know what I'd really like to see as a series at the moment?
Yeah.
Bit of drifting, right? But on a budget. I want to see someone get a car for do a whole drift setup for $2,000.
Yeah, well,
what would you call it?
I don't have $2,000.
Would you call it Formula Dog Shit?
No, you just call it AU Falcon because that's probably all you'll get.
That's right. That's right.
It'll be VT Dunny Doors and AUs
Exactly.
all day.
Actually, have a look at that. The Australian Drifting Championship. It was Holden Day, and all it is, I can tell you now, it's just a whole bunch of VT Commodores just going sideways.
Mangs for days.
You hear the mangs go, and you hear it just.
It's probably a bit happening on Luke's channel.
It brought me back to me P-plate days and McDonald's and pressing females.
Oh,
You rev your Commodore and.
That's one thing I've noticed since I bought the Skyline is every V6 Commodore revs it at me.
Oh yeah, well they just want what you got.
I'm just sitting at the lights in my Skyline.
More disappointing when you get one with a proper badge on it. You get that G and the T and the R. No bastard will race you. You try everything. When I was driving one for a work car, I tried every prick on the road. No one would go near you. It's like, no, not going near that.
My ones. When they hear the screamer, I generally get a bunch of cops behind me.
Yeah.
And then they smell the 85 and pull me over because it smells weird.
Yeah.
I can there's a few more.
The screamer pipe's the old police dog whistle, mate.
Well, I'm going to 4-inch on it soon, so
just go straight out behind the front tyre, mate. You'll be right.
That's where it sits. You'll see it fire flames right out the front left tyre.
Yeah, ask me how I know.
A few more comments too. James Barlow says Discord this week is going to be epic. I'm guessing that's the shit talking. He wants to see the backlash. Marv says he's only allowed out on a leash.
It's a short one too.
James says you need two-step, mate. So
don't get two-step.
Two-step.
No, don't get two-step.
Don't.
Just
The people who buy two-steps and rev, those BR rev limiters.
No, just put launch control on in the Haltech. So.
It's like, don't you know how to drive? Well, what's going on?
Yeah, he's right. He can just set launch control on the Haltech, can't he?
Oh, so you're lucky.
The feature I'm most embarrassed about on my car is it's got launch control. Jesus Christ.
But how'd you go the other night? The young fella at the drive-through.
Oh yeah, in the drive-through, just ordered me a burrito from GYG.
You get pulled up in GYG drive-throughs too.
No,
Yeah, we didn't get pulled up, but the young fella at the drive-through window.
He struggled to take the order at first. It was a real mystery. He was struggling, and then we pulled up at the window, and he's reading my order one by one, like one thing off, and then looking back at the screen, looks out at the car, looks back at the screen, reads the next thing off, looks out at the car, looks back at the screen, reads the next thing off.
And kept getting them all wrong.
Yeah. And then he got to the end and he's like, "Oh, mate, that's my dream car."
Yeah, cheers, mate. And you drive off.
No, he made me
Oh, no,
park.
no.
He said, "Oh, can you just park for a second? We got to do fresh chips." And I was like, "Yeah, no worries." Went into park, brought out my food, got home, which I live about 1 minute from the thing.
He came out and had a look at the car, didn't he?
Yeah, he came out, gave me my food. Then I went home, probably 1-2 minute drive from GYG to home, and then got home. Chips were dead cold.
Yeah, he's one of those, mate. Yeah, trust me, I get them jumping out the side of windows too. You get a nice car and you go up and order and they go, "Is this yours?" And I go, "No, mate, I knocked it off about 5 minutes ago. If you could hurry up, I got sirens right behind me."
So Ratfink's asking about Aussie cop cars. They used to have all Commodores.
Yeah, now it's anything.
Oh, they have Falcons as well.
They
did.
CB radio.
Turbos. They had a bit of everything.
And they got a bit of everything again, right?
Yeah, they're all over the place now. Who remembers Ramblers?
No.
No, you're not that old?
No. What, cop cars? Ramblers for cop cars?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, they used to use
I'm
Ramblers.
probably that old, but I just
Way
don't remember it.
Well, now they've got those Hyundai Elantras, I think, and they're chipped to be really quick.
I don't know about that one.
I remember them in the old
Coppers have already had
VC, VB Commodores, and then
I'll ask. I talk to the fleet chief of QPS pretty often, so I'll ask.
You got good ties with him.
Yeah, no.
Let you know when you got something in the mail and it goes to the wrong address.
Yeah, we sell a lot to emergency service, so I got to talk to those places.
I remember they had chipped up Commodores, and you used to be able to go do all your ex-police auctions, and you'd pick these Commodores up, and they'd be hotter than the average Commodore because
everyone raved about. Oh, I got an ex-cop car.
This is a
I never saw one that was actually ever any quicker.
I spoke to a New South Wales highway patrolman not that long ago, and he goes, "Mate, there was never a single chip put in one of them."
Everyone talked about the chips, though, right?
Yeah, everyone talked about the chip, but he goes, "I can tell you right now, none of them had one."
There was nothing, right? There was nothing. So, there you go. What's that car, Tyler? I guess that's the one to share.
I don't know.
Well, I heard they
Share
were
that
all
picture?
automatics,
No, I
so
haven't.
anyone could jump in and
We
drive
talked
them.
about it last week.
Oh, did we do that one already?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm back to last week. I forgot. I must have been pissed by that stage.
Oh, no, is this a new video? And I'll get me notes out, mate. And really early scoop.
He's already got his notepad there.
We're talking about your clown.
Yeah, what have we got,
He
actually?
was talking about the clown car. I said, "Oh, did we show that one?" But apparently we did last week.
Oh, man.
All right. We do have to wrap it up.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Tyler's got the Rona. You're right.
Just choked.
All right. We do have to wrap it up. So the sign out.
Well, I'm going to let them do the sign out for us.
All right. How's it go, guys?
Yeah. So good luck, Paulie.
He failed.
Is that it?
Cheeky. All right, thanks for coming, everyone. Like, subscribe. Otherwise, Dave will come around and mess with your mailbox.
Don't forget.
Stay in the right lane.
That's it. Don't forget to stay in the right lane.
Yeah. See you in the next one.
See ya.
See you guys.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Baby, while we're young, this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young, Bye.